Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Good morning to life. Music, talk, inspiration, in perspective. Express yourself.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Citi FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
Citi FM, 97.3.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.1.
Amen. Amen. Everything you put your hand go up. Your name go open doors. You self go be a boss. Amen. Amen. Every hustler getting paid. Where the hustle go come to pay. Your own in no go take. Amen. If you don't find work, do your own. God self go do his own. And flesh go cover bone. Amen. Amen. If you believe it, say amen. If you believe it, say amen. If you believe it, say amen. 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 Everything you put your hand go up. Your name go open doors. You self go be a boss. Amen. Amen. Everything you put your hand go up. Your name go open doors.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise. This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
One day you go born trees. Amen. Amen. You're not wait on losing job. Landlord come they do like God. One day you go be landlord. Amen. Amen. Good news go locate you. Watch and see it no go take. If you believe it, say amen. No. Amen. Amen. Everything you put your hand go up. Your name go open doors. You self go be a boss. Amen. Amen. Everything you put your hand go up. Your name go open doors. You self go be a boss. Amen. Amen. Long life go follow you. Strangers go favor you. Great men go honor you. Amen. Amen. One day you go sign the check. Oh. You self go drive a Benz. Oh. This life go still make sense. Oh. Amen. Your children go make you proud. Oh. Bad people no go pull you down. No. One day you go run this town. No. Amen. Amen. You self go spray me money. Baby go call you honey. You self go host the party. Amen. Amen.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
You self go be a boss. Amen. Amen. Everything you put your hand go up. Your name go open doors. You self go be a boss. Amen. Amen. Every hustler getting paid. Where the hustle go come to pay. Your own in no go take. Amen. If you don't find work, do your own. God self go do his own. And flesh go cover bone. Amen. Amen. If you believe it, say amen. If you believe
629.
amen.
If you believe it, say amen.
Amen.
Oh my God. His name is Timmy Dakolo.
You put
Get the music videos really nice.
your name go open doors. You self go be a boss.
And it's called Amen.
Amen. Everything
It may sound like just a bunch of positive confessions, but amen is a powerful confession. It means let it be. Now, why is it important to say amen? Amen is yes, it's affirmation. It's not just belief, it's also action. Because if you believe it, you will do it. He said, blessed are you to know these things, and it's even more blessed if you do the things you know. So by rising up, you say amen. By starting again, you say amen. By making that phone call, you say amen. If you really believe it, you will do it. So it's not just agreeing, mental assent. Faith is not, we there are many things we all believe in terms of, well, yeah, it's possible. Now, the reason we keep coming on air is because we believe we can make a difference. Otherwise, we stay home and sleep. So our loudest amens are not words. They are not sounded in decibels. They are actually reflected by what we do. So when Timidakolo says say amen, it means get up and get it going. Yes. God blesses our yeses. So if you know something, you are blessed in the doing. I like it. I'm going to give you two scriptures for that. John 13:17. If you know these things, blessed are you if you do them. So greatness is not in what you know. We are a country of knowers. We know many things. It's what you do that really. And then an interesting one in James. He says in James 1, I think it's 22, be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. Then he goes to say, if any man is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he's like a person observing his natural face in a mirror. For he observes himself, goes away, and immediately forgets what kind of person he is. Now, this is my emphasis. But he who looks into the perfect law of liberty and continues in it, and is not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this one will be blessed in what he does, not in what he knows. He will be blessed in what he does. So amen is not just a sound, it's an action. Yes. Oh my God, I like it. Yesterday we harvested some great lessons from the Effective Living series. We're entering day 2 today, how to set personal life goals. But my guest was just amazing, Theodore Albright. He says, don't try and prioritize everything. He gave us 7 life areas: physical, psychological as 1, utility in the universe number 2, relationships number 3, property and possessions number 4, occupation, opportunity and options number 5, spiritual number 6, and then erudition, education number 7. And his point was, pick 3 of these. Don't try and you can't prioritize all 7. So for the first 3 months, prioritize maybe spiritual, relationships and erudition, or physical, occupation, or whatever you want to prioritize. But the key thing is, for the selected 3, ask the following questions. What should I start? Right? What should I start? What should I stop? And what should I sustain, or what should I continue? He gives an interesting expose on the 80-20 rule. The 10 commandments, 8 of the 10 is about what you should stop or what you should not do, and only 2 about what you should do. And he says there's a lot of value in stopping, because there's already things you're doing which are bad. So start by stopping. Yeah, that's quite interesting. A lot more on YouTube. If you follow us on 97.3 Citi FM, you get more of these. It's an interactive live session on Effective Living series brought to us by Petra Trust. So we're hoping that you can send us a WhatsApp 053-998-6996. So this morning, business sense, amen is not affirmation, it's action. Somebody defined faith as belief and action. I like it. Faith is belief and action. It's not just mental assent. So be a man of faith. It means be a man of action. No wonder they call it Christian action faith. Yeah, action faith. I like it. So all of that is a long-winded way of saying good morning. Welcome to the Citi Breakfast Show with Bernard Koku Avle. Caleb Kula is already here. And the segment I did is called Business Sense. Sense for business, right? So be a man of action. Think like a man of action. Act like a man of thoughts. Business Sense brought to you by Stanbic Bank. At Stanbic Corporate and Investment Banking, we partner with the businesses driving Africa and Ghana's growth, from energy to mining, infrastructure to trade. We finance the ideas and enterprises that empower economies. And we partner with market leaders in the energy, trade, and mining sectors. And this proves that when ambition meets expertise, growth is inevitable. Call Stanbic on 0302-815-789. Speak to our CIB team or visit stanbicbank.com.gh to get started. We'll be going to a newspaper review segment shortly. It's probably brought to us by Fidelity Bank. And we will be bringing you highlights from our websites as well. This morning, the daily graphic is free. That's what Franklin Soa called me to tell me. I don't know why he doesn't sleep. Around 3 a.m., he said, we sent a message that today the graphic is free. So, Charlie, so I don't know whether the people who sell it will give it to you for free, or whether you need to go to graphic and take it yourself, or whether they will send you the soft copy. But he sent me an early morning message that today graphic is free. But do you have it, Caleb?
I don't have it.
You don't have it yet?
Not yet, yes.
Franklin, for Look Sharp, we need a graphic to do the work. So, but you have the Times, you have the Chronicle, you have the Daily Guide.
I have Guide, I have Chronicle.
What else do you have?
I have Business
The Analyst,
the
Insight.
And
I like to see what the Insight will say. Let me
Insight-
guess. It will talk about Venezuela.
By
It
all
will talk
means.
about imperialism.
By all
It will
means.
talk about the hypocrisy of the West.
Cash.
And it will descend strongly on Donald Trump.
Absolutely.
Did I get it right?
SMG condemns U.S. aggression against Venezuela.
Chrissy Pratt
That is
strong.
the socialist movement of Ghana. Calls for global action over deepening crisis.
The longest running revival in the world is the socialist revival. It's taking long, but it will come.
Definitely it will come around. Bernard, good morning to you.
Good morning, Caleb.
Yes,
Great to
yes,
have you on
yes.
the show.
Absolutely,
I
as
like
always.
the freshness of the
man.
morning. You're looking different.
Yeah,
You're
man.
looking married. You're looking blessed. You're looking well fed.
Amen.
Oh man.
Yeah, the Lord is
God
good.
bless the woman in your life.
Amen.
I tell
Amen.
you, long may she live.
Yes. Yesterday she sends a regard.
No, you see, they look. Charlie. So yesterday when we met for production, Francisca said, "You look so married," and I don't know what she
I
meant by
wonder
that.
what that meant.
So today she'll come and explain. Say, "You look so married," So I don't know what that says about the other two married people on the program. So I don't know.
Oh my
You
Lord.
look so married.
It is well.
Yeah.
Bernard, Ghanaian Times this morning says that passengers are stranded in Accra.
Why?
There are no buses to convey travelers as work school resumes.
Oh.
And then Otumfuo pays historic visit to IGP today. Now, on ensuring examination credibility, strict invigilation won't be compromised. This is President Mahama speaking earlier. We'll bring you details shortly. If you go to the Daily Guide.
Daily Guide, yes.
This morning, top clergy endorsed Kennedy Ejapong. That's what Guide is saying here.
right.
Brian takes over. Wale Wale receives rousing welcome. Frank Edu is Zen Petroleum new board chair. Reverend Stephen Yenusom Wengam. He calls for patriotic citizens. That's here as well. And $214 million gold purchase loss. Gold board fights back.
So that's the Daily Guide.
Yes.
And then let me go to the graphic now.
Yeah.
Finance Minister unveils 2026 strategy. VAT overhaul drives economic reset. Uncle Atu is in his dark suit, white shirt, and yellow tie. Reverend Wengam urges citizens to be patriotic and incorruptible. We agree with this.
Yeah.
I was at his watch night service. It was
Absolutely,
amazing.
yeah.
President receives rave reviews on first year anniversary. That's also on the 6th page of the Daily Graphic.
Right.
And then the 77th annual New Year School opens today. That's on page 8 of the paper.
And that's at the University of Ghana, right?
Yes,
Well, the
please.
business analyst says Education Ministry rejects 25% fee hike at the University of Ghana. And police ECG pledge urgent action on meter theft in Manhia. Otumfuo pays historic visit to the IGP today is a big one here. Gold board driving economic stability at forcing applaud Sami Jemfi. MIF to consolidate last year's gains in 2026. CEO in New Year message.
All right, let's talk about the Chronicle.
The Chronicle says Dumbo family backs Brian. Former MPs mount pressure on government to pay for salary arrears. Okay, former MPs are owed salary arrears and they are mounting pressure on the government to pay. IKJC, the grammarian, passes on.
Oh, IKJC.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have the catalyst with me, and it says CD ranks second best currency in the world in 2025, and gold field rally transforms Ghana's economy, setting a new model for Africa. There's a funny AI generated photo here of Kojo Nkrumah, MP for Fuasia Yorubi. He seems to be running away from someone who looks like Sami Jemfi, and they're saying, Kojo, come back and debate. And Kojo, come back, the debate on the 240 million loss.
For many people,
some agenda here.
political debate is theater.
Yeah.
It's almost like a boxing match. So when somebody makes an argument, they'll say, win, so.
Finish out.
They don't know that there are broader implications for national development.
Destinies are linked to these.
Yeah, but we do politics as a spectator sport. So everything is about who's winning the debate, not whether our life is changing. But that's another day. Let me take you online for a few quick headlines. So if you go to channel1news.com, Bright Simmons Senior who disagree on GoBot's impact on smuggling.
Right.
Meanwhile, Bright Simmons himself commends government over inflation performance. And then nutritionist shares practical steps to realistic nutrition goals. That's also on Channel 1 News Online. Meanwhile, journalist assault. Officers found guilty, risk dismissal. This is the fire service reacting to the assault of class media journalists, where there is demand for swift, impartial investigation. Now, Grasag Legon is denying the 25% fee increase claim. Yesterday, the Legon president was on Eyewitness News trying to explain what you've reported this morning in one of the newspapers, that it was 25%. They were talking about a levy for a hostel because the accommodation problem is quite serious. Meanwhile, former NCCE directors oppose scrapping of commission members. This is Constitution Review and some of the points that have come up from there. Meanwhile, the president is not happy with assault on teachers. He says assault on teachers won't go unpunished.
Right.
If you go to myjoyonline.com, speed up as people are losing hope. Domelevo presses AG on corruption charges. He also says a year without big scandals and Mahama's new government could shift corruption perception. So he's opining on the corruption argument there. And then Bafwa Jimandria is also speaking about this. He says institutional heads removals are becoming a dangerous political culture. There's an interesting thing Kwame Pianim told President Mahama yesterday at the teacher meeting.
Yeah, I heard that.
If you improve teacher housing and put my party to shame, our friendship will break. I think he was just joking. The age is gotten to, I'm sure country is more important than party. Now, CitiNewsroom.com, Gold Board help channel Forex into banks, stabilize Citi. Theo Champong, an advisor in the finance ministry, spoke on point of view yesterday. Also, Mahama's first year marked by lower inflation, strong growth, and currency gains. Meanwhile, Education Ministry rejects 25% fee hike at University of Ghana. We'll get into that story. And then Bahama government to review single spine and pensions. The president said the single spine is badly damaged. Meanwhile, if you go to the Bloomberg News, Venezuela regroups with new leader, old repression tactics. This is their angle to the story. That's big on the global networks. Reuters is leading with U.S. capture of Maduro, testing limits of China's diplomatic push. So they are asking, what will China do? Right, that's a big question that we're all waiting for. Finally, the High Street Journal, the cedi gain pie. How much tight policy, weak dollar and gold contributed to cedi? 32% gain. So this is essentially part of our debate yesterday on the point of view. The High Street Journal has a pie chart where it allots percentages to tight monetary policy, others to the weakened dollar, and then the effects of gold. It's an interesting read that we can get into. So
but let me start with the center spread of the Ghanaian Times this morning. Passengers stranded in Accra, no buses to convey travelers at work as school resumes as well. Gordon Welu and Victor A. Buxton write that hundreds of passengers traveling out of Accra to various parts of the country were left stranded yesterday at major transport terminals across the capital following an acute shortage of intercity buses amid the post-Christmas and New Year travel rush. Now, the situation, which coincided with the resumption of work and school, after the festive holidays led to scenes of frustration as commuters scrambled for limited transport amid heavy human and vehicular traffic in the city. Now, at the Kaneshi Takrady VIP station in Accra, hundreds of passengers intending to travel to Takrady and Cape Coast were left unattended to as there were virtually no buses available to convey them. Long queues formed as early as dawn, but by midday, most passengers were still waiting without any indication of when buses would arrive. The majority of those affected were students returning to their campuses after the holidays. Now, some of them told the Ghanaian Times that they arrived at the station as early as 4 a.m., but as of 12 noon, they were still stranded with no buses inside. But during the festive season, we recall that the Ministry of Transport rolled out some bus services on some major lanes in the capital to reduce the congestion. It would be good for them to give us an update on how that went.
That's true.
And also to let us know what their plans are for the rest of the year in terms of managing the congestion and why there was this lapse we saw yesterday, because traffic is really building up. However, if you move to the Chronicle, still within the road and transport sector, they have they've killed the story from our interview with the road minister yesterday. Government to resume construction of roads affected by the debt restructuring.
Give me the
Benjamin
details.
Ekumi says that the government has begun reactivating major road projects that were stalled by government's recent debt restructuring. Now, Mr. Gavin Kwame Agboja, the Minister for Roads and Highways, has announced this, he said, formed part of renewed efforts to improve road infrastructure across the country. The debt restructuring introduced in 2022 as part of efforts to restore macroeconomic stability significantly disrupted funding for infrastructure. So he was speaking on the Citi Breakfast Show yesterday. Here's a quote: "We are almost 100% through with the DDEP. Almost all those projects that were stalled because of the debt restructuring are now being reactivated." Now, some of the projects are, he says, for some projects like Dome Ketasi, the scope has been increased and government has committed to pay for the extra works through the government of Ghana sources. So it goes on to mention an update on the ongoing projects within Greater Accra region, and said that work was continuing on major arterial roads such as the Temamoto Way expansion and the Independence Square Teshi
The full audio
corridor
of that interview is available on citynewsroom.com, and you can hear that. Now, the daily graphic leads with the economy, and it says Finance Minister unveils 2026 strategy. VAT overhaul drives economic reset. Kester Abraham Crunchy reports that the government will enter a decisive phase of economic reset this year with an uncompromising policy to preserve stability, entrench debt sustainability, all the little words, sustain growth and deliver prosperity, another T that every Ghanaian can feel, Finance Minister Atu Forson has said. He said, having achieved a lot on the macroeconomic and real sectors last year, this year would be, quote, an era of discipline, reform and delivery, unquote. In an interview exclusively with the Daily Graphic, Finance Minister outlined 5 pillars of the country's macroeconomic strategy. What are the 5 pillars of Islam? Did you pass your culture studies?
I passed my RMB, yes I did.
I won't test you today. The 5 pillars of Islam. So he would give you the 5 pillars of economic management. I think he borrowed from there. They are fiscal discipline and debt sustainability.
Okay.
That's 1. A resilient and inclusive growth model. That's 2. Deep structural reform or reforms. That's 3. Stronger social protection. That's 4. And sound monetary and exchange rate policy. That's 5. Meanwhile, if you go to citynewsroom.com, there's an interesting story about shoppers beginning to or hoping to see reductions in prices following the VAT reform. Shoppers in Accra are beginning to experience modest but welcome price reductions as businesses adjust to recent changes in the VAT system following the government's removal of the COVID levy and the 3% flat rate. The reforms have effectively reduced VAT on goods to 20%. Checks at several consumable goods outlets across Accra indicate that the abolished levies are no longer being applied, with prices on basic items already reflecting the changes?
Well, at it, we should expect that the tariff hikes will kick in. So 15.92% water, 9.86% electricity hike. They are all beginning. So Dr. Shafiq Suleimana is the PRC boss. Is on page 9 of Daily Guide this morning. Ghanaians started the new year with increased utility bills after the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission PRC introduced new electricity and water tariffs effective January 1, 2026. So the PRC electricity tariffs went up by 9.86%, while water tariffs have risen by 15.92% following the completion of the Commission's 2026-2030 multi-year tariff review. Now, the PRC said the new tariffs apply to the first quarter of 2026 and forms part of a framework that allows for quarterly reviews throughout the year. Now, the 9.8% increase across all customer categories is expected to raise operating costs, which may be passed on to customers. So industries that rely heavily on water, such as food and beverage production, pharmaceuticals, textiles, and construction, are also bracing for the effects of the 15.92% increase in water tariffs.
I need an economist to do an overall net effect of these things. For example, VAT has reduced marginally.
Yeah.
Then there's increase in tariff for water and electricity.
Yeah.
Then this week we also told that fuel prices will come down slightly.
Right.
So overall, what
What's the
would that
net
mean?
effect?
I think that's a very interesting thing to study for us. What else do you have for me?
So the Education Ministry is rejecting the 25% fee hike at the University of Ghana. This is the business analyst angle. Deputy Minister of Education, Dr. Clement Park, has rejected a reported 25% increase in academic fees at the University of Ghana, calling for immediate engagement with all stakeholders. Now, speaking on Citi Eyewitness News on Monday, January 5, he affirmed that the ministry does not support the fee increases, whether introduced by university authorities or student leadership bodies, stressing that any adjustment may be carefully discussed and must not disadvantage students. Quote, "We do not agree with a 25% fee increment, whether by the SRC or GRASAC," he stated, noting that particular attention must be paid to students who are yet to fully settle into their programs at the University of
I'm
Ghana.
not sure that fees have been increased by 25%. Because yesterday I listened to the GRASAC president of the University of Ghana, Sadiq Abubakar, who told Umaru Sanda that they were only proposing a 200 Ghana cedi levy as a contribution towards the construction of a hostel to help address accommodation challenges on campus. I do know a lot of students don't have accommodation.
That's true.
So I'm not sure where the 25% figure came from, but he said in a letter dated, of course, we know that Professor Jinapo has addressed a letter to the VC that it had become aware that the University of Ghana increased student fees by about 25% and in some cases introduced new charges without the required approval from relevant authorities. But from the perspective of GRASAG, what they know is that they proposed a 200 cedi levy as a contribution for payment for building a hostel, which they have had land already prepared for. So
we're not sure where
I think what we need to do is to get the fee schedule from the university, if indeed there is one, and compare it to what the last academic year showed, then we can tell.
The interesting thing is that over the period, governments have tinkered with making universities autonomous. We don't want universities to increase their fees, and also we don't also pay their subventions on time, but we sponsor our kids to go abroad and study outside, and we try to benchmark our education against the others out there, and our lecturers are always complaining that they are not paid, they are always striking.
But to be fair, the government pays the salaries of staff of the universities.
Correct.
Private universities don't have that luxury.
That's true.
So if a private university decides to raise their school fees, a lot of it is tuition. The government is doing the no fee stress as well. So I think we need to put things in perspective. For me, whatever the issue is, the GTEC should have been informed, the right thing should be done. I'm not even sure in 2025 we should be debating on a 200 cedi increase back. These kinds of things should have been done behind the scenes. And sometimes people rush to go to the press and these things happen.
Early. Well, if you go to the Chronicle this morning, there's an editorial, Coalition of Unpaid Teachers and Government Must Dialogue. So the Coalition of Unpaid Teachers has issued a firm warning to the government threatening legal action if outstanding concerns are not resolved by the end of January. The group insists its agitation should not be misconstrued as hostility towards the government, but rather a response to what it describes as the low prioritization of its plight. Now, the coalition demands include the payment of salary arrears owed to teachers who have worked for months without pay, the issuance of remaining staff identification cards. It goes on and on and on.
Aye.
However, so the paper in its editorial
Aye.
is simply calling for
There's a
dialogue.
very good article by Emmanuel Opong. It's actually a story on City Newsroom. Mohammed's first year marked by lower inflation, strong growth, and currency gains. This is in relation to the economy. And this report was also put on CNR, summarizing the economic performance of the government. And to corroborate this in a way, the graphic has a news desk report which also says that President receives rave reviews on his first year anniversary. I'll just read 2 paragraphs of this. President Dramani Mahama's administration is being hailed for their impressive performance in its first year in office, with 6 academics praising the handling of the economy, anti-corruption efforts, fight against illegal mining, institutional reform, among others. The academics, whose areas of expertise include governance, economics, and political science, commended the government's achievements in key areas which had initially seemed daunting. And the academics who shared their views with the graphic are the project director of Democracy Project, Dr. John Osai Kwapong, somebody we talk to regularly on this network, the program officer of the Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition, Samuel Harrison Kujo, Professor Rosina K. Foley, Department of Political Science of the University of Ghana, Head of Department of Political Science, Dr. Besunglo Ali Dubukari, an economist at the IEA, Samuel B. Menu, a political science lecturer at the University of Education, Winneba, and Gilbert Ahimfo Edu. And they were unanimous in saying it's been a good 1 year of the Mahama presidency.
But then I'll bring you some politics from the NPP camp. We are told 73% of NPP delegates support Baumia, according to a survey, and the Dumbo family backs Brian. However, we go to Kumasi quickly because the mayor there, we are told, has fulfilled his street light promise. So most of the streets in the Kumasi metropolis have been illuminated with street lights at night, just as promised by the Kumasi mayor, Richard Oforia Jimabwedi. Few weeks ago, these same streets were in total darkness, especially during night hours, which created major security concerns in the Ashanti regional capital. Most residents of the city, including commercial drivers and those in charge of private cars, were even afraid to drive on the dark roads, fearing their cars would be snatched. Now, the darkness in the streets of Kumasi was widely discussed in the media, prompting the Kumasi mayor, who is nicknamed Zuba, to promise to solve it. Now, we are told that that promise has been fulfilled. I was looking for some of the street names to
You remember
share.
yesterday, Godfred was mentioning that for some of the streets in
Areas.
his area, he had
Yeah.
seen the street lights.
Yeah.
Did the story in the Daily Guide give you specific...
It talks about solar powered street lights, especially seen on roads from Lancaster Hotel to the Regional Coordinating Council, which otherwise looked very dark. Other major roads in the city, including the one linking Adum to the Central Business District, the Ridge Police Station area, have also benefited from the street lights, and some drivers who spoke to Daily Guide were happy about
All right,
it.
now, before you do politics,
Yeah.
the president has given indication that single spine salary structure will be reviewed.
Yeah.
And this was at the meeting with the teachers yesterday. So the president has pledged to review the single spine salary structure and the pension system as part of efforts to address long-standing concerns of public sector workers. The president gave the assurance at the opening of the Ghana National Association of Teachers 54th National Delegates Congress and 7th Quadrennial Conference in Accra on Monday, January the 5th. The conference was on the theme Education and Development, the GES at 50, reflecting, reviewing, revising, and growing the profession and the unions. President Mahama said the current salary structure had become unsatisfactory and no longer served the interest of workers.
Right, so 73% NPP delegates support Dr. Baumia. A survey conducted by Global Info Analytics has revealed that flag bearer aspirant of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, has secured 73% support among party delegates, placing him ahead of the 4 other contestants in the party's upcoming presidential primaries. The survey carried out in December 2025 showed that former Member of Parliament for Asin Central, Kennedy Ohine Acheampong placed second with 19%, while Brian Acheampong secured 5%. So this is page 3 of Daily Guide. If you go to page 3 of the Chronicle, it says that the Dumbo family has backed Brian. Dr. Brian Acheampong's tour of the northern parts of Ghana is increasingly emerging as a significant moment in the NPP's presidential race. It simply goes on to say that the SD Dumbo family, a revered figure in their party's history, has endorsed him and is sending
All right.
signals
A
across the party.
parent of a university student has sent me a fee schedule
Okay.
suggesting an increment. Now he's saying that last year his daughter paid for humanities academic fee was around 3,000 cedis, but now it is 4,043 as a continuing student. So that's a 25% increase around that figure. So basically that's one of the reasons why the GTEC intervened. All right. Thank you very much, Caleb Kuda. That was a news review. Neti Ajaho is here with City Business News. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Oh, jump on now.
Go, Google me. And what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my go be fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the go be too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
So time for the City Business News and Neti Ajaho. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard, and good morning, Arthur. Welcome to the breakfast edition of the City Business News, brought to you by MTN, EcoBank, and Valex. Coming up, Economic Watchers optimistic IMF exit and budget measures will boost Ghana's economy, and shoppers begin to feel relief following implementation of revised VAT measures. We'll bring you a report on that. And strong gains push GSC to second best performance in Africa. Thanks for your time. Let's settle for the details now. Dr. Theo Acheampong, technical advisor at the Ministry of Finance, is optimistic about Ghana's economic outlook for 2026. He describes 2025 as a positive year for citizens and predicts further improvements in the coming months. Dr. Acheampong highlighted that government measures outlined in the national budget, along with initiatives planned after Ghana's exit from the IMF program, are expected to support continued economic growth. Speaking of the point of view on Channel 1 TV with Bernard Avler, he noted that Ghana's anticipated exit from the IMF program around mid-year could open up new opportunities for expansion and development.
Ordinary Ghanaians, right, are feeling it. And they're also feeling it when it comes to, right, the exchange rate dimension. So if you were to ask me, has 2025 been a good year for Ghanaians? Absolutely, it has been. Will 2026 be even better? I think so. If you look at what the government has put in place in terms of some of the measures that are contained within the budget, and some of the things that are being done when we leave the IMF program by the middle of the year. So the point fundamentally is that, yes, the exchange rate is quite important in terms of the signal on the competitive side, which Bright talks about. And if you look at the real effective exchange rate, for Ghana, again, these numbers are compiled by the central bank.
Dr. Theo Acheampong is technical advisor at the Ministry of Finance. Meanwhile, Bright Simmons, Vice President of Imani Africa, stressed the importance of a stable exchange rate describing it as essential for effective business planning and private sector growth.
What is important is that it shouldn't fluctuate wildly.
So stability is the most important thing.
Stability is the most important thing, not necessarily appreciation.
And stability over what period? How do you measure stability?
That's hard, but generally it should be in sync with the business cycle, because mostly it's about the private sector. So if I am a business person, I have a farm or whatever, the business cycle for me, whether it's a 3-year business cycle, it can be complicated. But let's just keep it simple. My decision around, buying inputs, making the product, selling it, getting it back, whatever that cycle might be, and change of sentiment, or whatever that cycle, it's good that my planning sequence aligns with an exchange rate that is relatively stable. Because otherwise, rather than thinking about the actual inputs, the real inputs, I'm thinking about some other input that's not really part of my analysis.
Okay. Bright Simmons is Vice President of Imani Africa. Still on the economy, the Ghana Citi has started the year on a slightly weaker note, keeping importers and forex-dependent businesses watchful even as the Bank of Ghana reassures the market of its readiness to step in to curb short-term volatilities. Early trading shows the local currency recording modest losses against major trading currencies, prompting the central bank to signal interventions to stabilize the forex market. Here is more.
The cedi has opened the year on slightly weaker footing, recording marginal depreciation against major trading currencies. As at the close of trading on Friday, the local currency was quoted at about 10 cedis 46 pesos to the US dollar, 14 cedis 07 pesos to the British pound, and 12 cedis 28 pesos to the euro on the interbank market. At the start of the new trading week, the cedi is selling at about 10 cedis 51 pesos to the dollar, 14 cedis 17 pesos to the pound, and 12 cedis 34 pesos to the euro, reflecting modest losses from last week levels. Some forex bureaus are quoting the US dollar at about 12 cedis 35 pesos, the British pound at 16 cedis 70 pesos, and the euro at 14 cedis 70 pesos. Market data points to a mild depreciation, despite easing pressure on the currency following the waning of seasonal foreign exchange demand associated with festive imports. The drivers of the latest movement remain unclear, particularly at a time when liquidity conditions and demand dynamics were expected to be more supportive of the cedi. The Bank of Ghana is closely monitoring developments in the foreign exchange market and has consistently urged businesses and forex-dependent operators not to panic over short-term currency fluctuations. As part of efforts to stabilize the market, the central bank is set to eject about $1 billion through its revised foreign exchange market intermediation program.
Daniel Sakiti filed that Business Desk report. A good time to go onto the interbank market, and the dollar is trading for 10 cedis 50 pesos, the British pound at 14 cedis 50 pesos, and the euro could be sold to you at 12 cedis 32 pesos. Now, shoppers in Accra are starting to feel some relief as businesses lower prices in response to recent changes in the value-added tax system. The government's reforms, which eliminated the COVID-19 levy and a 3% flat rate, have reduced the effective VAT on goods to 20%. Daniel Odromensa has more in this report.
I just bought a few items from the shop to verify if the VAT reforms have indeed taken place or have indeed been implemented by shops that do issue receipts. From the receipt, I could see 15% VAT, get fund, levy charged 2.5%, and then the NHIL 2.5%. So indeed, the 1% COVID-19 levy and then the 3% flat rate have all been removed.
Checks at several consumable goods shops in Accra reveal that the levies are no longer being applied, with prices on basic items reflecting the adjustments. Retailers say the changes are already showing up in their billing systems, and point-of-sale receipts indicate reduced charges compared to previous weeks. Mercy Kobi, a shopper, welcomed the development, describing it as a much-needed easing of financial pressure.
I feel so happy because the last time I purchased, I know the amount of money I paid because of the levy. Now, I only paid for NHIL and then get found and the VAT. So I feel okay.
Another shopper who spoke on condition of anonymity noted that the impact will be felt more if more items are purchased.
You will see the significant reduction if you buy in bulk, but if you buy in smaller quantities, you don't really see the reduction.
Meanwhile, the Ghana Revenue Authority says public education campaigns are ongoing to ensure consumers benefit fully from the reforms.
Daniel Odromensan with that report. The Volta Aluminium Company is advancing plans to fully operationalize 2 port lines by 2027 as part of broader efforts to revitalize its smelter operations. The move is expected to significantly increase aluminium output, aligning with government and industry efforts to promote value addition in primary aluminium production. Daniel Sakiti has more in this report.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Volta Aluminium Company, Dr. Robert Sambian, says the smelter is steadily returning to sustainable operations. Addressing the media after a tour of the facility by members of the board, Dr. Sambian disclosed that Valco is currently operating 122 cells, with plans underway to re-energize an additional 78 cells to enable the 2 port lines to run at full capacity.
Currently, the deployable capacity is 2 port lines, and the 2 port lines have 200 ports, but we are doing 122 today and are moving further to re-energize the 78 ports. Then we will have extra volumes to pass through the value-added production line that we have just toured. By close of the year, we hope to be at 150 cells, and so with that, we will continue to pursue in 2027 to fully ramp up to 200 ports.
Meanwhile, Board Chairman Horace Ankra has assured management of the board's commitment to supporting sound policies and strategic decisions aimed at restoring Valco's competitiveness and turning around the company's fortunes.
We will make sure that we are not managing but assisting Valco to making sure that they get to where they want to get to.
Board Chairman of the Volta Aluminium Company, Horace Ankra, ending that report by Citi Business News' Daniel Sakiti. Now, the Ghana Stock Exchange ended as the second best performing stock market in Africa, posting a year-to-date return of 137% in dollar terms. In cedi terms, the market delivered a 79.14% return to investors. Market capitalization on the GSE stood at 171 billion Ghana cedis as of December 30, 2025, with 21 out of 36 listed equities closing the year in a positive territory. Trading activity in November also saw 38 million shares valued at 192 million Ghana cedis change hands at exchange. This represented a 12.49% decline in volume and an 11.39% drop in value compared to October. Despite the monthly slowdown, overall market activity remained resilient, supported by sustained investor interest in key stocks. And that's it for the bulletin this morning. Thanks for listening. For more stories, visit citynewsroom.com/business. I am Netele Nete Ajaho. Do have a good business day.
Hey, do they want to sack you dry? Now, why shall I tin way? Engagement things and kwenye. Hey, sure. They even added washing machine, fridge, flash screen TV, 65 inches and so. How do they expect you to buy all these and still take care of your family? Oh, Kwame.
Mama. And how hukra? With Access Bank's Pick Now Pay Later, we can get everything now in minutes and pay at 0% interest over the next 6 months. Eye koko kra.
Hey, sir.
Access Bank says faster is here. With a now digitized Pick Now Pay Later, life's big moments are within reach. Just click, pick, approved in minutes. For more information, call our 24-hour contact center on 0800 00 4400. Terms and conditions apply. Access Bank, more than banking.
Hello, this be Kwakesi. Who this?
Frida this crowd make we step out small. Bonya mood accepted the carnival for town to start now.
Yeah, Mr. Desi, see my fiber they fire rough. Download liquor, do streaming they go on. Gaming suit no buffering. If you bring your way, they more fiber.
Oh crowd, so you really no go come and pa.
Frida you pa. Charlie for what? MTN unlimited fiber. Internet day here. Make a promote.
This Broja, put your home on MTN Unlimited Fiber Internet and make the fun day right where you are. Fast speed, pure fiber, truly unlimited. Visit my MTN app to check fiber availability or to subscribe.
MTN.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Natele Nete, thank you for the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, which was brought to us by Access Bank, rewarding customers at the heart of what they do. Introducing Rewards by Access, a loyalty program designed to add value to your everyday banking experience. Whether you're shopping, traveling, or handling business expenses, every transaction you make with your Access card brings you closer to exclusive benefits, premium privileges, and personalized rewards, all tailored to suit your lifestyle. Points earned through your card transactions can be redeemed seamlessly at any of our merchant partners nationwide, making your spending go even further. So whether you're a frequent flyer, regular shopper, or managing daily family, personal, or business needs, Rewards by Access ensures you get more from every spend. So use your Access card today and enjoy a rewarding banking experience only with Access Bank. loyaltyrewards.ghana.accessbankplc.com. Call toll-free line 0800 004400 for more details. Access Bank, more than banking. Gabby Affairs here with Kickoff. That's brought to you by Leshelle Ghana. 15 years and you, our cherished customers, have trusted us to improve lives across Ghana. We're celebrating this milestone. We say a heartfelt thank you to you for your loyalty and support. This anniversary is not just about us, it's about you, our customers, partners, and communities who have made this journey possible. Together we look forward to the future with confidence, knowing that with Leshelle, lives will improve. Simply call or WhatsApp us on 02700 40799 for any of our financial solutions. Leshelle Ghana, 15 years of improving lives and still counting. Making way for Gabby Affair to serve you Kickoff.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Now, Moses Simon, Lukman, wide. Akor Adams, tight angle, drills it in, has his third international goal, and it's a defiant, frailty-free strike.
All right, so a brace for Victor Osimhen, another big performance from Ademola Lookman to send the Super Eagles of Nigeria through to the quarterfinals of the AFCON. They beat Mozambique by 4-0. Also, at the Stadio Gade.
The clock's ticking as Rabia's down on the ground, but there it is. Now Mo Salah, the goalkeeper's out. Mo Salah! Mo Salah! Mo Salah! Mo Salah gets his 10th AFCON goal! The third injection!
All right, so Mohamed Salah continues to carve his name into AFCON history with his latest strike in the tournament. The Egypt star has now reached 10 career goals at the tournament, a landmark that places him among the most prolific scorers the competition has ever seen. More reactions from the AFCON in a bit, plus some reactions from the Ghana Premier League. Welcome aboard. I'm Gabi Ofe. Many thanks to our sponsors, Western Union, Polyton Ghana, Shell V Power, and Leshelle. Let's improve life. All right, now let's begin with update from Morocco. Nigeria, they booked their place in the quarterfinals with an emphatic 4-0 victory over Mozambique, easing through the round of 16 without ever needing to hit top gear. Now the Super Eagles will now face either Algeria or DR Congo in the last 8, with that tie to be decided later today. Ademola Lookman and Victor Osimhen, they were amongst the goal scorers, and then Akor Adams scoring the 4th for the Super Eagles. But during the game, there was a brief heated moment between two of Nigeria's goal scorers in Ademola Lookman and Victor Osimhen. Lookman was later asked about the brief misunderstanding between himself and Osimhen.
No, I've not seen him. I've not seen him. But I don't really think that's really important. I think the team won 4-0. Vic is our number one guy. Everybody knows this. The top striker, top player. So all of the rest of that is not really important. Take one here.
All right, so that's Nigeria's Victor. Ademola Lookman speaking there. Lookman has 4 goals at the tournament so far. Well, let's start with the Nigerians and get some reactions from this time Nigerian supporters. They say they are going all the way to win the AFCON.
I have never been more
not convinced that the Super Eagles are going to win this AFCON than today. You can tell me that we played just Mozambique. It's good and fine, but we played convincingly. Like, did you see these boys on the pitch? My man of the match today was Alexi Iwobi. The way, the vision, like the passes Iwobi was giving on the pitch today. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
What a game. What a midfield. See, listen, I love this coach so much. I can kiss his forehead. But I feel like that would be public display of affection, PDA. Nobody can say we are not playing the best football in this AFCON. We play like a European side. We should not be playing the likes of Mozambique, Tunisia, this Tanzania. Please, can you give me Spain? Can you give me France?
Wow, so that's some Nigerian supporters super elated, right? After their team progressed to the quarterfinals of the AFCON. Well, Egypt also booked their place in the quarterfinals after defeating Benin 3-1 after extra time at the Grand Stade d'Agadir following a round of 16 encounter that remained finally balanced for long periods. Mohamed Salah was on target again for the Pharaohs of Egypt instead at the tournament. Well, later today, Algeria will face Burkina Faso at 4 p.m. and then Ivory Coast up against DR Congo. Algeria will take on DR Congo rather, and then Ivory Coast up against Burkina Faso at 7 p.m. Well, away from Morocco, Black Stars defender Mohamed Salisu suffered an anterior cruciate ligament injury, and he's set to miss the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Salisu sustained the injury during the AS Monaco's 3-1 defeat to Olympique Lyon in the French Ligue 1 over the weekend. So not the best of news for the player. On the good side of things, let's get to the King Power Stadium and start with this.
Into the path of Mavididi. Opportunity to cross first time, but he wants to get it back onto his right foot. Hooks one in. Fatawa! An unstoppable left-footed volley has won the game for Leicester in injury time.
All right, so that's Ghana's Abdul Fattah Isaac, who's scoring a 94th minute volley to snatch a much-needed championship victory for Leicester City against a dominant West Bromwich Albion side. But before Fattah's goal, Jordan was also on target for the Foxes. So 2 Ghanaian players in action last night and also on the scoring sheet. Well, here in Ghana, Mediama Sporting Club, who finished the first round of the Ghana Premier League at the top of the table, have set sights on clinching what will be their second Premier League title in 4 years. Their title ambitions were further strengthened by ending the first half of the Ghana Premier League season at the summit, underlining their strong position heading into the second round. Here's more in this report. Among the 18 Ghana Premier League clubs, Mediama Sporting Club were the happiest at the end of the first round, having finished top of the table with 34 points. The Mauve and Yellows sealed a strong first round campaign in the final fixture against Accra Hearts of Oak, where familiar face Salim Adams stunned his former employers with a decisive moment at the TNA Stadium in Takwa.
Into the box now, Salim with a chance, Salim!
It marked his second goal of the season for Mediama Sporting Club in 14 appearances, a performance that clearly delighted head coach Ibrahim Tanko.
I think we told them we are doing everything right. The only thing we have to do is to make to use of our chances, and then I think Salim Adams did it very well, and 3 points, very happy.
For Mediama Sporting Club, board chairman Dr. Tony Obin has revealed that the board is very pleased with the performance so far under head coach Ibrahim Tanko.
We had a strategy for the year, for the season, and our strategy is for us to go to the top. Nothing should stop us from going to the top. So as you would realize, we got in a couple of players to beef both the defense and attack. And then we got in a world-class coach, as you know. So our intent was quite clear right from the beginning of the season.
The Mauve and Yellows last won the Ghana Premier League title in the 2022-2023 season, finishing with 60 points, a feat that earned them the right to represent Ghana in the CAF Champions League the following campaign. Board chairman Dr. Tony Obin believes the current head coach Ibrahim Tanko has the capacity to guide the team to another league title this season.
Tanko is a top-notch coach. He's got the experience. He's been a player at the highest level. He's played in Europe. He's played for the Black Stars and has been coaching for a long time, both internationally and locally. So the result speaks for itself. As I said, we are on top and he's doing well. There were a few glitches at a point.
The second round of the Ghana Premier League is set to kick off on Sunday, January 11, 2026, with Midiama Sporting Club facing Hoho United at the TNA Stadium in the Matchday 18 fixture. All right, so hopefully Midiama can, let's see if they can win the Ghana Premier League at the end of this season. Away from the GPL, well, Executive Council of the GFA has indefinitely banned Division 1 League clubs, Park Academy and Port City Football Club, from using their home venues with immediate effect. Why? It follows reports made available to the council regarding violent incidents that occurred during Park's game against FC Ashgold 04 and Port City Football Club's fixture against True Democracy, both played over the weekend. Well, let's get to the camp of United. And ex-player Gary Neville has urged the club to stop experimenting and appoint a manager who fits the club's DNA after Ruben Amorim was sacked on Monday. Now, the former United fullback believes the next managerial appointment at Old Trafford must reflect the traditions of the club.
Manchester United have got to appoint a manager that fits the DNA of their football club. Ajax will never change for anybody. Barcelona will never change for anybody. I don't believe Manchester United should change for anybody. They should play the way in which they play. And these managers that have come in are fantastic managers. Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Eric Ten Hag, Ruben Amorim, they're brilliant coaches. You can't say they're not good coaches, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but they've all come in with different ideas, different styles of play, different philosophies, and none of them really fit the Manchester United way. So for me, the club have to find a manager now who's got experience, who's willing to play fast, entertaining, attacking, aggressive football. Simple as that.
All right, so that's former United player Gary Neville speaking there. Well, at Chelsea's end, Liam Rosinia is set to be the next Chelsea head coach, barring any last-minute issues. Now, talks between the club and Rosinia were held on Monday, and interim boss Blues, that Kelly McFarlane, will be in charge again when Chelsea face Fulham later tomorrow. The reports are that Rosinia has flown back to Strasbourg and is set to hold a press conference later this morning. In the Premier League later tonight, West Ham United will play Nottingham Forest at the London Stadium at 8 p.m. And then in Italian Serie A, Pisa will take on Como at 2 p.m. Lecce up against AS Roma at 5 p.m. Sassuolo up against Juventus at 7:45 p.m. in the Italian Serie A. Well, let's finish off with some tennis updates. And Novak Djokovic has withdrawn from his planned Australian Open warm-up tournament as he is not quite physically ready to compete. The Serb was set to play at next week's Adelaide International gears up for his latest bid for a standalone record 25th Grand Slam singles title. Djokovic has won 10 of his 24 majors at the Australian Open, but lost in the semis on his past 2 appearances. So we'll see. The Australian Open starts somewhere in mid-January. Well, that's the very latest in the world of sport. For more, you can head to citysportonline.com, and on X, you can find us at City Sports Ghana. Kickoff is proudly brought to you by Western Union, Shell V Power, Lesheho, Let's Improve Life, and Polyton Ghana. I'm Gabi Ofair. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care and bye-bye.
Innovative financial solutions. We deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, mama, hey, mama, hey, mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, No matter your situation, let's go. Let's go. We improve your life. Let's go. Hey, let's go. Hey, let's go. Hey, mama. Hey, mama. Hey, mama. Let's go. We improve your life.
Every family is a team, and every player has a role. Mums and dads, siblings, grandparents, aunts and uncles, and even that one cousin who can't tell a foul from offside, but who always remembers your birthday. Even if you're far away, you can still score for your team. Send them money with Western Union. Cash pickup in minutes. Check it out at westernunion.com.
Papa no no, 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 Ankasa. Polytank is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more Rambo and get some more Super. And the Polytank, we get Polytank. Papa no no, 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 Ankasa.
Always the best.
Imagine a place where every child's laughter becomes a song.
A place where we can learn from animals, play and just be happy with mommy and daddy.
A place where hearts grow together.
That place is Safari Eco Park. Here, amusement is the joy that unites us all.
Mommy, I can see the emus all the way up here on the canopy wall.
Careful, dear. There is more fun to be had.
This emu is my new friend. Her name is Stripey, and the wildebeest is Sandy.
Hi, Stripey and Sandy.
With so much amusement like targets and obstacle games, ant caves, fantasy rides, and a vast range of wildlife.
What is this place?
This is an aviary, home to over 400 of the most vibrant birds in the world. The biggest aviary in West Africa.
Wow, the biggest?
Yes, and guess what? Open your palm.
Daddy, look, you're eating from my palm.
That's amazing.
I want to stay at Safari Eco Park. I don't want to go back to Ghana.
But honey, Safari Eco Park is in Ghana.
What?
How much did all of this cost, honey?
350 Ghana cedis for you and I, 250 for teenagers, 150 for kids, and absolutely free for children under 6.
We should have brought the kids here sooner.
I know.
Safari Eco Park is only 1 hour drive from Accra. It's unforgettable.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
The Money Matters segment is brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Welcome to the Money Matters segment with Petra. This year taught you something. Don't waste the lessons. Write down 3 financial lessons you learned this year. What worked? What didn't? What will you do differently? Petra believes wisdom grows when reflection meets action. So carry the lesson forward, not the regret. Let's do life together. Petra, achieve more.
The Money Matters segment was brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Today, we hit the streets to ask Ghanaians, what would you do with free fuel for 1 year?
Oh, road trips with the girls every weekend.
That's extra savings to help fix my car.
Charlie, 1 whole year, I'll finally be able to visit my mom without worrying about the distance.
This season, it's feeling after filling from Shell with new and improved fuels so you can do the things you love. Buy 300 Ghana cedis or more worth of new and improved Shell fuels and stand a chance to win. Free fuel for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or even 1 year. It's time to try the new and improved Shell fuels with additives that deliver efficiency, cleaning, protection, and performance. Don't miss out. Fill up with new and improved Shell fuels and get rewarded. Promo runs till the 28th of February 2026. T's and C's apply.
New and improved Shell fuels. Simply better by far.
Tired of dealing with messy hair? We've got your solution. Introducing new BO16 Styling Gel. It effortlessly hold and style your hair, leaving no white flakes behind. Choose from our original clear or sleek black gel to suit your style. BO16 Styling Gel. Because your hair deserves the best. Express yourself confidently. Available now at your nearest store. Grab yours and style with ease. The GC brand, it's all about you. This advert is FDA approved.
Whether you're buying water from your favorite spot in Osu, shopping online for the latest styles, or booking your next getaway to Dubai, MasterCard gives you the freedom to pay your way. Insert, tap, swipe, click. So many options, yet so easy. With layers of security protecting every payment, your money stays safe. From Trotro to travel, MasterCard connects you to the life you've earned and the one you dream of. Ask your bank for a MasterCard today. MasterCard. Safe, convenient, priceless.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
Well, my friends, the time has come. Raise the roof and have some fun. Throw away the work to be done. Let the music play on. Everybody sing, everybody dance. Lose yourself in wild romance. We're going to party, caramba, fiesta, forever.
This is the City Breakfast Show.
We're going to party, caramba, fiesta, forever. Come on and sing along. All night long. All night. All night. All night long.
City 97.3.
People dancing all in the street. See the rhythm all in their feet. Life is good, wild and sweet. Let the music play on, play on, play on. Feel it in your heart and feel it in your soul. Let the music take control. We're going to party, climbing, fiesta, forever.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
Time check in the studio, 7:37, 97.3 City FM. And it's been failing after failing at Shell. Drivers all over Ghana, including Emmanuel Emisa Datson from Accra, Japong, Jay Collins from Kumasi, and Brian Akwa from Takrady, have already won free fuel by just trying the new and improved Shell fuels. You could be the next in our upcoming weekly draw. From now to 28th February, buy 300 cedis or more worth of the new and improved Shell fuels and win big. 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or even 1 year fuel up for grabs. This is the nearest Shell service station. Fill up for an opportunity to become one of our weekly winners. This promo is regulated by NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. New and improved Shell fuels, better by far. Here's a quick question. When was the last time you actually enjoyed standing in a queue? Whether it's at the bank or the grocery store, nobody has time for that. That's exactly why this new move from MTN is so fascinating. You can switch to an eSIM without queuing. MTN has flipped the script and you can literally set up your eSIM yourself right from your couch. No queues, no waiting, no take a ticket. Just open the MTN app, follow the steps, and boom, you're live. It's the ultimate life hack. So grab your phone, download the MTN app, the My MTN app, if you haven't already, and skip the queue. Now, for many years, owning a home felt far away, a dream for others, but not for us. At Locust Estates, we believe every Ghanaian deserves comfort, dignity, and modern living. That's why we're building beautifully designed 3-bedroom houses, town houses, safe, secure, and community focused, with a clubhouse, gym, swimming pool, and 24/7 security. And if you want more, from premium family homes to stylish apartments, Locust Estates gives you smart design in prime locations. Call 0200 557 704. Visit locustestates.com today for more information. Locust Estates, modern living made possible. Our stories are all different. For some of us, it's the thrill of chasing your dream of opening your own shop. For others, it's how they're able to tap their phone and pay for wache or whatever food they like with no stress. Now, whatever your story is, Absa is ready with digital solutions, travel insurance, free international debit cards, flexible repayment options on loans, and countless other perks. Your story matters, Absa. It's an interactive show. Want to say goodbye to my colleague Francisca Kakra-Forson. It's good to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm well. How are you?
I was gossiping about you to the listeners today.
Hey, today too.
That you said that Caleb looks so married. And I didn't understand what you meant by that. So I promised that I'll ask you to explain.
You promised that you will bring me here to the Sahindrin to explain.
No, because you said it so as a matter of factly. It says you look so married. So I was wondering, what does it mean? Like, what shows?
But you guys would know much more than me.
No.
He looks very fresh. He looks taken care of.
Oh.
He looks like he's getting a lot of love.
No, but you see, the problem with that is that what does that say about the others on the program?
Oh, no.
You see, there's a challenge.
Sky looks loved.
No, I see. No. That's an afterthought.
No. Sky has always looked loved. Godfred has always looked loved. Mind you, he wasn't married prior, so that's the difference. So the love will continue as it has continued for Sky and Godfred.
You are very hot. You are very, very hot because you see, in your bid to say what was good, you've created a problem for yourself and for all of us here.
No, but this is simple. Oh. He's the freshest married person on the block.
All right.
So he now joins them in looking loved daily.
Yeah.
Why you don't look loved?
You see, it's a difficult. It's a difficult place to go.
It's too early in the morning to give yourself this problem.
Yeah. So let me
do less focus.
All right. So I wanted to read an article I got
from who?
One of my. I have a lot of people who send me things.
Yes.
On my WhatsApp.
Yes.
Who I interact with regularly without actually knowing exactly who they are.
Yeah, I get that too.
And this article this person sent to me, I feel like it's it is basically questioning the national attention and how we give it to things that are not necessarily the real issues. And I'll explain it. So this article is complaining about how after a journalist did a story about students in Laboni Senior High School not having enough desks.
Okay.
The whole nation moved quickly to solve the problem. So he says the furniture that exposed Ghana's fatal blind spot. Now the reason I feel like this article is interesting is that we are an urban radio station. That does not mean that we don't deal with rural issues. But his point was that it seems as if the urban agenda papers over much deeper cracks.
Okay.
So let me just read a few paragraphs and see if you agree with me. Okay. So it says the furniture that exposed Ghana's fatal blind spot. When Laboni Senior High School lacked furniture in November 25, the response was swift. This is November. Within 5 days of the Mirror's report showing Form 1 students sitting on floors and dining hall benches, the Ministry of Education mobilized. By November 24th, 3,282 mono desks had arrived at the prestigious Accra school. The media coverage was intense. The public outcry loud and the government's reaction immediate. Then he goes on, meanwhile, in hundreds of rural schools across Ghana's agricultural heartlands, students have sat on bare floors for decades. No cameras arrive, no ministers visit, no furniture comes. This double standard isn't just unfair, it's bankrupting Ghana's future. The ultimate mirage. Walk through Accra, Kumasi, or Cape Coast today. The evidence of rural neglect stares back from every corner. Gutters choked with waste, sprawling slums with infrastructure, where infrastructure has collapsed, flooding that paralyzes neighborhoods for days, and traffic gridlock that costs the economy millions of cedis daily. These aren't random urban problems. They are the direct consequence of abandoning Ghana's villages unquote. When rural areas lack schools, clinics, roads, and electricity, people don't stay to farm. They migrate to cities designed for smaller populations. Then he goes on, Accra was built for roughly 2 million people, now strains under more than 4. The World Bank estimates that over 6% of Ghana's urban growth comes from rural-urban migration, not natural population increase. The real cost of inequality. Ghana's food security depends on rural farmers. Yet these same farmers send their children to school without desks, books, or sometimes even teachers. When a bright student from the northern region struggles through substandard education, while Laboni students receive 3,282 desks in 5 days, Ghana doesn't just lose that student's potential. It loses doctors, engineers, and agricultural innovators who could have transformed the very villages they fled. Instead, these rural youth arrive in Accra and Kumasi to become hawkers selling imported Chinese goods on Oxford Street. The government trumpets job creation statistics, but hawking isn't productivity, it's economic desperation dressed up as employment. The Upper East, Northern, and Volta region, Ghana's agricultural backbones, are hemorrhaging their youngest, strongest workers. The Ghana Statistical Service reports that these regions have the highest out-migration rates in the country. Who is left to grow the yams, maize, and rice that feeds the nation? Meanwhile, Ghana's food import bill has exploded. The country now imports over $2 billion worth of food annually, including rice and tomatoes that Ghanaian farmers could grow if they had support. The Bank of Ghana knows that food imports contribute significantly to the cedi depreciation, yet the connection to rural neglect remains invisible to policy discussions. The government response, plan another major city to ease Accra's congestion. It's a solution that solves nothing. Building new urban centers while rural areas collapse simply creates more destinations for migration. It's like adding buckets under a leaking roof instead of fixing the roof itself. If even a fraction of the billions earmarked for new cities went to rural electrification, farm-to-market roads, and quality rural education, the migration pressure would ease naturally. People don't abandon their ancestral lands because they hate farming. They leave because farming without roads, electricity, markets, or decent schools for their children is a sentence to poverty. The Laboni furniture crisis revealed something crucial. When urban Ghana demands action, the government can deliver with remarkable speed. 5 days after media reports to delivery. The question isn't capacity, it's priority. If the same urgency applied to Laboni went to schools in Boku, Wa, and Hohwe, Ghana's agricultural productivity would double within a decade. If rural roads receive the attention that Accra roads get, post-harvest losses, currently estimated at 30 to 40% for some crops, would plummet. If rural health centers functioned like those in Osu or cantonments, rural families wouldn't need to migrate for basic health care. The mathematics are simple. Invest in villages and fewer people migrate to cities. Fewer migrants mean less urban strain, better sanitation, manageable traffic, and cities that function. More productive rural population means cheaper food, stronger export capacity, and healthier city. So the choice. Ghana stands at a crossroads. Continue prioritizing visible urban crises while rural areas decay, and the urban problems will only multiply. Floods will worsen, slums will expand, and traffic will become unbearable, all while Ghana imports more food and the nation and the national debt grows. Or recognize that rural development isn't charity, it's enlightened self-interest. Every city spent on a rural school, clinic, or road is an investment in food security, urban livability, and national stability. The furniture arrived in 5 days at Laboni because people with platforms demanded it. Until Ghanaians demand the same urgency for rural areas, the country will keep building new cities to house the refugees from its own neglected villages. A costly, endless cycle that benefits no one except those who profit from the chaos. I'm ending now. The flats in Accra and the empty classrooms in Navrongo are not separate problems. Let me repeat. The flats in Accra and the empty classrooms in Navrongo are not separate problems. They are two sides of the same national failure. And until Ghana sees them as one, the furniture will keep arriving in Accra while the villages empty out and everyone pays the price. Then he makes a correction. Accra's population varies by definition. Greater Accra region nearing 5.5 million 2021 census, and the urban metro area projected around 2.8 million 2025. Though some estimates place the metro area significantly higher, showing rapid growth, which with forecasts exceeding 9 million by 2050 for the greater area. So this article was forwarded to me actually a while back. I just happened to read through it this morning, and I thought it would be good to present that to the four of you for your quick thoughts for two reasons. This program made a lot of noise about the Ofankor and Sawam Road, and the road minister admitted that some of the noise we made led to his action. In fact, 2 weeks to the end of the year, the president went back to that road to make sure it worked. Yesterday, you raised a couple of issues about your travel to Tema. Within minutes, we got the road minister on the show, and there's echo. There was a lot of the road we discussed were urban. A lot of callers. So, of course, in the interview, I did mention some rural roads, but a lot of the callers, Tema roads, Beach Road, Abokobi, most of the roads that people send comments around. We are an urban radio station, although we have a broadcast arrangement. This person's argument is that the urban elite have the platforms, like the Citi Breakfast Show. So their proximity to power forces political leadership to prioritize urban problems. He believes that solving urban problems is not the national priority. Solving rural push factors which drive people to urban areas is the real issue. Second example, last week, medical doctors, a lot of them posted to, the Minister of Health said, Western North region, OT region, none of them had even showed up. Most of the rural regions didn't have anybody go. Most of the doctors want to stay in Accra. All right. Number two, GIPC data. Again, November, over 92% of new investments are in Accra. All right. Now, building new cities or fixing potholes or fixing traffic lights or doing all the things we ask for on this show is not a sustainable way of developing a country. So this really set me thinking that if we would redirect our attention to the push factors from the rural areas, we have a better chance of sustainable development. I say all this recognizing the fact that generally the discourse around cities is becoming more prominent. So globally, a lot of people are talking about cities becoming centers of economic development. But there's a London problem where in UK, over 40% of the economy is London-based. All their manufacturing hubs have gone down. Newcastle, Coventry, all the major manufacturing hubs in the UK have essentially been destroyed. And London's financial strength has sold the UK economy. If you take London out of UK, UK's economy will not even compare to even Sweden. So they're saying that our development model is flawed and is taking the form of the London one. Whereas if you go to Germany or even some of the Scandinavian countries, the development is more balanced. So if you go to Germany, yes, Bavaria is the biggest, but there's a lot. Frankfurt is there, there's Dusseldorf, there's Hamburg up north. The distribution of growth is more broad-based, but Ghana has become very Accra. And we, the influential media, are also very pro-Accra, pro our roads, our electricity, our boiler, and we are not focusing enough on the push factors from the rural areas. I don't know what you guys think, but this guy, it really set me thinking, and I feel like Am I doing something wrong here? Am I part of the problem? So let me start with Godfred. What do you make of this guy's article? It really shook me this morning. So I don't even have his name. I'm going to look for it. But please go ahead and your first time thoughts on this.
This guy.
Well, okay. You don't. Given the time.
No, you start. We'll continue.
Yeah, I thought I should just chip something in.
Let me deal with this. I know what you're coming to. So let him just deal with what he wants me to deal with.
Very well. Go on.
You can focus on the very, very important matter that we are watching on our screen that we need to address.
Because I think it's a huge issue that requires
now
serious critique from us.
Okay. I think the person has it spot on. Okay. In terms of what matters to us as a country, because if we take education, for instance, I do think that there has been more than enough attention drawn to the poor state of rural education. Kofi Asare, I don't think there's anything else Kofi Asare and his coalition can do in that regard. And I think fairly, there has been significant amplification of some of these problems. Perhaps it could be better, but I think there has been significant amplification of these problems. What we have lacked, and I am so happy he has, your author, he or she has brought this up, and perhaps we'll get the people who run this country thinking, who manage our development thinking, is how to grow some of these areas in an organized manner. So, for instance, how big is the town of Hershey? It's a very small town.
Yeah.
But why is Hershey valuable? Because there is something centered around Hershey. If I went to other parts of the world, I am sure we would find other parts of those countries where things are centered around those places. I take cocoa, which is something that is common for us, and I ask, what is the largest cocoa bean selling area? Okay, and what is the state?
Temaport.
What is the state of that area? So, if let's say it's somewhere in the Ashanti region, or somewhere in the Bono region, or somewhere in the Eastern region, and we went to the area around it, would it look like an area that sells the most cocoa beans? Not necessarily because it brings money, but there is movement around it, and it's supposed to help move the area in a certain way. But everybody seems to see a movement to the center as the great hope. But in what we've seen others try to do is to reverse that, where staying by the countryside is not a bad idea. And I think it's also ingrained in us from a young age here, socially and culturally, that if you live in the village, you are not enlightened. So nobody wants to be associated with living in the countryside, first and foremost. There is just generally a mental burden on you if you are in the village or you live by the countryside for most young people, because they want to be known as town boys, city boys, because that is when you get respect. It's not even about just money. It's simply about being regarded highly.
Is it perception or pragmatic? In the sense that, is it not because the rural areas lack the facilities which reinforces that perception? Because if, for example, you have a university UHAS in Ho, if a rural area had something going for it, right? So somebody says, I live in Ejumako. What do you do there? I work at University of Winneba Ejumako campus. I'm a registrar. It's not the same as I live in a town where there's nothing. So do you agree that that perception could have been enforced by the fact that the rural area also doesn't have the things which this author is arguing?
I could agree with you on that, but I would also still push a bit and say we just don't like being referred to as country people or rural people, irrespective of what is available. Because we have seen some well-endowed towns where people still just don't want to stay Because if you ask them, they'll ask you, other than crassy.
Backroom.
Come to town. You understand?
So that's there.
Yes. There is this thinking that living there is backward, it is slow, and it's not progressive. But what we have seen is, in a certain arena, we have a lot of our urban rich now seeking to move slightly to those areas. You know that part of town a bit better than I do. 20 years ago, what was Oyarifa like?
Oyarifa is
Are you Mensa?
They are all part of town now.
Ebri?
They are, in fact, what you are describing, in a sense, agrees with the point he makes. He's saying that because of proximity to power and resources, Accra has expanded from Gudisberg Avenue to Oyarifa, because there's a KFC at Oyarifa, there's a shopping mall at Oyarifa, there's a China mall already there. So and it's not sustainable. Okay, so I want to go back to your Kofi Asari point. You're saying that Kofi Asari and the education people, for example, they amplify rural education gaps, but does the media amplify it enough? So, for example,
yes,
if you listen to, and this is more introspection.
Yes,
when I listen to our show every day,
we talk about this a lot.
No, our lived experience, because we are in Accra.
Yes,
the entry point for most of our discussions is what we go through. So, for example, yesterday, you were speaking about your visit to Tema, and then in your discussion about the road, something came up, and we started talking about roads. Then we called the road minister and we discussed roads. We discussed the national road, but generally speaking, a lot of the roads we emphasized were Accra roads.
Yes.
And the response of the duty bearer, because they know we have a platform, will be to what we say. Do you understand? So I'm saying that let's reflect a bit more on this, that the development model has problems already, but the role of media in shaping priorities is worsening the skew. For example, Sky wanted to talk about market fires. Have you noticed a lot of these market fires are also urban?
Yes.
It's part of the problem he describes.
Yes.
There are too many people in the market. It's not well planned. We put too much pressure on the assemblies. When the real problem is that there are too many people living in a small space. Now, for example, if you said you're going to build larger markets in rural communities and build access roads so that people would go to those markets. So, for example, if weekends I'll go to Adeso to go and buy my food. Swedru used to be a big commercial town. All right? Asesewa was a massive market in those places.
Yeah.
Places like Joje, Keta, they were very vibrant in the yesteryears. All of those places have lost their economic vibrancy and everything is in Kantamanto. So 2 weeks ago I was complaining about why we're all going to Accra. All right? Now, somebody would drive from Somanya and come to Accra to buy paint. If the economy of the eastern region were done such that Koforidua could have a certain strength around, say, paint, then those of us in Accra could also go there. So I feel like this person is saying, if you keep discussing Accra problems and you get the government to solve Accra problems, you are just putting plaster on the sore. The real reason why you have the sore is that the rural areas are filling up into the urban area. So if you want to stop the urban chaos, do rural renewal.
Yes.
I think we need to admit this.
Yes, I admit to it and I agree. But I'm also saying this. So I'll stick with your paint analogy. They sell paint in Koforidua.
But it's not cheaper than Accra because they don't have the economies.
No, I'm just saying they sell paint in
Yes.
Koforidua.
Yes.
So rationally, if I live in Koforidua and I want to buy paint, I should be able to buy the paint in Koforidua and go home. They
But Accra have in Koforidua.
No. So you see, the thing is, why I should be able to just buy the paint and go home. It should never be a matter of hire for chain hanti mefaka a free Koforidua abeto paint to Accra Sanyako put together and still find it that it's cheaper.
No, the economists, you see, I asked a gentleman why he would leave Somanya and come to Accra. He says he won't come to Medina Market because he believes that in Accra, in fact, you even told me that in Accra, because of the aggregation, all the paint sellers are at a particular place.
Yes.
So he'll get variety. And in fact, some of the people coming to Accra to buy are also suppliers.
Yes.
So he'll come to Accra, buy for maybe 10 cedis and make it 15 in Koforidua. So if I want to do family painting and I have different things, I'll come to Accra and buy, or I'll get that 10 cedis. So the larger population in Accra, the lower prices in Accra, drives the traffic to Accra. And our programming as well also drives the attention to Accra. And because of our platform and our power, the government feels like when it solves our problems, they get less nuisance. Do you understand? That's why some politicians will tell you that you people sit in Accra and you talk. You don't know that there are more things happening in the rural areas. Because in a way, the rural areas, they don't have the power to speak out and they are not together.
Bernard, I'm not making a point.
Yeah.
But I understand what he alludes to. It's a psychosocial problem. You talk about the option of coming all the way to Accra for cheaper paint. But that decision, respectfully, that is a poor decision that does not appreciate all that entails. You take away the fact that you are going to spend on transportation to move from Kufuridia to come to Accra to get it for cheaper. You're not looking at your entire cost. You're just looking at the price.
And buy other things. So when I put the transport cost, and I even pay 10 cedis, and I'm trying to buy 6 different things, and I'm getting a margin of 10.
Why are we?
For my personal economics, Accra is still better.
The question is, why are we thinking this way, and why are we believing that necessarily saves us money? If you were living in the UK, would you take a train to go elsewhere just because the prices are cheaper?
Do you know the funny thing about what you've said? It's a great question. You know why? When I went to the UK last time, I didn't even want to go to London because London is more expensive. So if I live in Milton Keynes, the Tesco in Milton Keynes actually is probably more affordable than Tesco in London. Do you understand? So
this is a different situation so, where they can have these big retailers.
We are all economic animals. So everybody.
But we are uniquely price determined. No, our decisions, our economic decisions as individual Ghanaians is largely when we're doing the agri-fair. That was the bottom line. But I'm saying that I'm appreciating the psychosocial problem he's alluding to about a certain culture of it's better in Accra, it's cheaper in Accra, Accra is superior.
So let me admit that and say, let's not even use the pricing as the. You see, don't forget that this discussion is beyond buying. The person is saying that the urban problem we face, the overpopulation, is not the pull factor but the push factor. The pull factor is Accra is glamorous. Accra has the lights. The push factor is that,
which is very relative.
But I'm saying that I'm saying the push factor is more relevant. That if I sit in this village, I won't get anything. I won't know anything. There's no doctor here. There's no opportunity here. Internet service is poor. Do you understand? Now, village issue. I know people from Ghana who live in the US or Canada or the UK who live in what you call a village.
Yes.
But they're very happy. Why? Because that village is not as deprived as a village. So if you measure gap between village in Ghana versus gap between village in UK or whatever,
it's a city.
So I feel like the question is, don't forget that your biggest problem on a day is the urban craziness, roads, refuse, street lights,
crime.
You almost every day, your default is around the craziness of living in a city that's not well planned, that's not well managed.
That's not functioning.
That dysfunction is a consequence of excessive migration, which is a consequence of skewed development. Right? So let's not look at it from a price issue. The point is, and the reason he makes the article interesting is that the president had even suggested he was going to build a new city.
So I'm not yet given my commentary
on this yet.
I just wanted to highlight the psychosocial problem he talks about, which is a stark reality in our part. So that's what I wanted.
Would you come to the point when we finish and discuss this? Would you appreciate the guys when we finish the break?
We all agree. We all agree.
I don't want you to agree. I want you to discuss it.
We will discuss and we will concede to certain things, but in certain aspects too, they are not as simple. And
because
so there may be a bit
my
of
worry now is I'm asking myself whether I'm part of the problem. That's my concern. Whether
Bernard, I will explain that part.
Yes, whether based on my or based on our focus over the past few years. We are not perpetuating this thing. That's my concern, which is why I read it.
Are you looking at you in terms of this
Media.
platform.
The platform, yes, the platform.
Hold on, the entire platform, as in
the Citi Breakfast Show
and Channel One, or you're looking at the breakfast show?
Good question.
Media. Because I'm asking this question.
Wonderful.
Bearing in mind that we have regional reporters across all 10, 16 regions, and there have been occasions. I'm barely a year on the show, but there have been occasions where, for instance, we had the roads minister in the studio, and we had. Or when we were talking about Galamsey, we had our regional reporters bring to the fore on a national platform some of the intricacies of the things happening in their regions.
Thank you for the question. It's breakfast show because when you watch CNR, for example, there's no way you can say that as a media house we are urban skewed. In fact, when you watch CNR, which is our evening news bulletin, we are very rural focused, particularly on Fridays, Saturdays,
breakfast
and Sundays.
show.
So I am seeing this more from a breakfast show perspective.
So what balance do you want? Is your understanding that there should be 50-50 in terms of reporting?
Coverage is not the same as impact. So CNR can do a story about a school in Galosota, and it airs for 6 minutes, and people say, "Oh, child, this is really bad." But when 5 intelligent people sit on air for 3 hours a day for 52 weeks a year, and they use their eloquence and position to articulate issues consistently, that's platform. So that's different from the journalistic.
So for CBS,
what I'm trying to say is that as a media house, I don't think you can accuse the media house overall of being urban skewed, because when you watch our programming across, there's a lot of balance. But I'm saying that when you look at the power of our most important platform, which is this one, I think we are guilty of that.
I disagree.
I won't call it guilt.
I completely disagree.
You see, that's why I was asking you, what is the balance? Is the expectation that we do as much rural stories as, so we are going to have a 50-50? We have to be reasonable in that expectation and whether that will work. Remember, what is the percentage of your rural audience as compared to your urban audience? Good. You're not going to put a conversation on the platform where what's the problem?
No, don't worry, we'll get to it. I'm sorry for getting in your way. There's an interesting message. That's all.
No, Kakra, go on.
Yeah, I've lost my train of thought.
So you're asking about proportion. I will leave this here.
Because I don't believe that a balance necessarily must be 50-50.
I'll let you develop that point when I finish with Edwin. And listeners, I want you to be objective and help us, because I am a bit concerned after reading the article.
I think it's a great article.
That maybe we are helping to perpetuate a skewed economic development model. So I'm happy to hear your views on whether we are over-urbanized in our coverage as a show. I admit that on the Channel 1 Citi FM platform, we are very broad-based, but I want you to help us on the show to analyze this. It's 11 minutes past the hour of 8, and we are long into tech and social media trends.
And that's brought to us by First Bank Ghana. You experience banking like never before with First Mobile or Quick Banking. *894#. You will have your bank in your hands. Make real-time transactions with First Mobile or Quick Banking. *894#. You will enjoy fast, secure, convenient, and banking anytime, anywhere. The key services include instant airtime and data purchase, funds transfer to and from Momo wallets, interbank and intra-bank transfers, plus much more. So download the First Mobile app from Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Simply dial *894#. Follow the prompts. Join thousands of customers and join seamless banking. For more details, call First Solutions on 0596 921 921. Email firstsolutions@firstbankgroup.com. First Bank, you first.
And so Edwin Kwakofi is here with the segment. Edwin, sorry for taking your time. Please go ahead.
Important national issues. So I'll start with this issue, the Kaswa New Market fire, which of course the big story is that 100 stores were razed to the ground, but the fallout from the market fire and the incidents that happened alongside the alleged assault of a journalist with the class media group Samuel Ado by members or officers from the Ghana Fire Service. So there was a viral video which went around social media of officers from the fire service beating up one person. Initially, the story was that was the journalist. The fire service has come out to say that was a thief who had been caught, who was beating. But then the class journalist Samuel Ado claims he was also assaulted while trying to cover the fire and the attempts to douse it. So the Ghana Fire Service says they are investigating, and the officers, if they are proven to have perpetrated the act, face dismissal as their worst sanction. and class are also calling for a probe into the incident. But they also say that the Ghana Fire Service, that the journalists apparently breached the boundaries for the safe boundaries for coverage of the fire. So that is why he was restricted in his attempts to get closer. But if you look at how badly the thief, the supposed thief, and the journalists were assaulted, it just raises questions over how people are treated at such incidents and whether they should be attacked at all.
Yeah.
Because you can't have journalists being beaten in the course of their duty. You can't even have thieves being
justice being
there's no
that violence. So they are just going round.
First of all, I must say that the approach that we've seen from the fire department is completely unacceptable. It is irresponsible. It is crass. How do I put it?
You want a good word?
Yes, I want a good word. Because no institution worthy of its name and served by the Ghanaian taxpayer should approach a matter of this crass irresponsibility demonstrated by officers of state, recorded on video, the way we are seeing. It is irrelevant, and we are not going to now determine whether someone was a thief or not a thief. There is a procedure for dealing with persons suspected of having committed a crime.
Mm-hmm.
That procedure, especially when you are an officer of state, requires you, in appropriate cases, as in this particular case, to effect the necessary arrest. Because we are not told that there were police officers there. You are uniformed men. So if you suspect that someone had stolen something, or you suspect that he will, what you do is to lawfully detain the person and hand over the person immediately to the police. What they did yesterday was not human. It was a mob injustice. And on the authority of that conduct alone, you would expect that the fire department would immediately ask all the people involved in that particular matter, interdict them to go home. That's the first thing.
Preliminary.
Yes. And then you conduct an investigation as to whether a competently advised fire service department officer should behave the way he did.
Correct.
You understand? Yes. Then consequences will flow after investigations have established the veracity or otherwise of the claims that the officers themselves are making. So let's even assume that the person was a thief or suspected thief. Is that what the law of Ghana requires?
Thank you.
When you do things like that as men in uniform, you give a license to people out there who are citizens
to also do the same thing.
So I expect the fire department, I expect the government, the minister responsible for the interior to come out hard on these officers.
Thank you, Sky.
And then also the journalist matter. The people involved, we have seen the video, that he was forced and allegedly his money was stolen and he was dealt with. We expect that the people responsible for that one too within the fire service
100%
has got to be dealt with.
Thank you, Sky.
Second topic, the University of Ghana. So students are very unhappy with the 25% hike in the academic fees. Apparently some are even paying above 30% if you are a freshman or a new student. So the management of the school says it has distanced itself from the hike, saying that it was introduced, the fees were introduced by the SRC and GRASAC, which is what has skyrocketed the base fees. So
GRASAC is also claiming that they're only proposing the 200 CD levy for hostel, but the increment is beyond 200 cedis. So who is speaking the truth?
Exactly. So the Education Ministry says it does not support the hikes. The Deputy Education Minister Clement Park was on the Eyewitness News last night. The Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, GTEC, has also asked the university to reverse the hikes and also reimburse students who have paid already. So that looks like it's ramping up to be a big issue in the next few days. Let's move on to the AFCON. Nigeria qualified to the quarterfinals after beating Mozambique 4-0. But the main issue from last night was the confrontation between Victor Osimhen and Ademola Lookman. So Osimhen was apparently upset that Lookman was not passing to him as frequently as he should. He tried to dribble a few players, and Osimhen just went at him on the field. Very upset, shouting at him. But Lukman actually assisted Osimhen earlier in the game. So
it happens.
Yeah.
With me and Sky, sometimes we fight. But we still win.
Okay, so Egypt beat Benin 3-1 today. Algeria take on DR Congo. Ivory Coast face Burkina Faso.
So who are you tipping now?
To win the AFCON?
Yeah.
I'm looking at Senegal or Nigeria.
Yeah.
But I would like DR Congo to win it. That's
I like DR Congo for some reason.
Yeah.
But is Morocco still in play?
Yes.
How about Egypt?
Egypt but Senegal and Nigeria look
formidable.
They look different. They are doing. I think Nigeria, because they don't have World Cup, they are
putting their last hope on
it. If they don't win this,
and because they lost the last final.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like they have extra motivation.
Yeah. I think on that note, then I'll go with.
So I'm also green and white now.
I will support Nigeria.
So I'm on green and white now.
DR Congo is
Super
playing.
Eagles.
DR Congo are playing Algeria today.
And you're still confident.
No, DR Congo is my heart, but Nigeria my head.
Okay, so the final trend, Ruben Amorim. Sacked.
It's a week of sacking, so I hear Liverpool say sack their guy, but they say Liverpool lose to us now, so you go on Friday.
Yeah.
So they're sacking
all the three
they go. Charlie. No,
there's a whole during the same period.
No,
right?
There's a whole slot out too.
I know.
So last week, who went first?
Maresca.
On 31st night. Then Amorim went yesterday. Slot will go by Saturday.
The interesting thing is that the two managers who've been sacked, they are the last two winners of the manager of the month. So Amorim won it in October, Maresca won it in November.
Small league Arsenal will win. They
December
have to sack how many coaches
determined yet.
Arsenal one league they will win. They will sack all the coaches.
He has the lowest win percentage in the Premier League
terrible.
Of any manager since Alex Ferguson left.
So why did they sack him?
Because he dared to challenge the authority at United. It's not because of the results. If it were the results, he'd been sacked.
Let me ask you a
time
question.
ago.
Looking at how Chelsea's coach was sacked and this coach, is there some power play between? Has the role of coach changed? So like they want you to just train the first team. They don't want you to have any decision around who to hire, because Alex Ferguson was in charge of the whole Man U. But it looks like right now when they bring you, just kind of train the team and keep quiet.
It depends on what you agreed with the team when you were appointed.
Yeah.
Are you there to just pick the team, take care of the first team and discuss tactics, or are you there to manage transfers, manage the whole structure of the team? And for Amorim, he says he was brought in to be a manager, which means be part of the players who are brought into the club to help his system. And he was complaining at the weekend or after the draw with Leeds that he has basically been relegated to being a first team coach, which
he has no say.
He has no say.
It's quite similar to what the Chelsea guy was trying to say, right?
Yeah, but
exactly.
you have to. The thing is, you have to earn these days with the way the structures are. You have to earn that place. So if you look at Mikel Arteta 6 years ago, he would be basically what you would call the coach of the team,
first team trainer.
Yes, but after 6 years and what he's done, he has Andre Berto, but you could effectively say he's the manager of Arsenal.
He's grown in influence
because of what he's been able to do. So this is his team.
I get it.
Everybody there and everything that happens within that setup is done to suit him.
Now they respect what he's doing.
Exactly.
So now they'll go with what he says.
You need to earn that right to do that. So
and Amorim with his WLL cannot earn that.
He hadn't earned that right. Even Slot, who won the league last season, hadn't earned that right. I don't think there is anybody in the Premier League now. Maybe
except Pep.
Pep is a manager.
Pep says, "I want Sky. Bring him."
Exactly.
How much does he charge? 100 million.
Pay it. Pep is the manager of the team.
So was Klopp like that?
Klopp was like that. Like that to a certain extent. Liverpool didn't give him the full scale power, but he had significant power to say where you could say he is a manager. I think the best case of the best example right now would be Atletico Madrid's coach.
Diego
Simeone.
Everything
revolves around what he wants. Like he's basically an Alex Ferguson type.
Even the way they fight,
power play. He controls everything. You know, you can imagine this day and age a manager in the Premier League sacking a journalist from a presser and saying you come.
Simeone does that.
Alex Ferguson was keeping people out for 10-15 years. He don't come.
He boycotted BBC for like a decade.
Yeah, the match of the day.
No, Alex Ferguson be Charlie.
Imagine this day and age.
Alex Ferguson be big man.
Okay, so finally some tech news, and the European Commission has said that the images, AI generated images of undressed women and children being shared across X are unlawful and appalling. So
AI.
Yes, being generated by Grok.
Guy, I need to create AI minute for you to start doing AI every day. Every day AI, because they say that I
know, right? Yeah, there is going to be a lot of regulation this year. If you watch the geopolitics of AI, there's a lot happening on that front. We've seen movements from Australia. There's discussion. You have some discussions in New Zealand. Again, within the EU itself, they have actually passed an act that regulates AI and related matters. The UK is also looking at it closely, and then the US is sort of leaving it to the states to decide what they want to do.
What are we doing here?
Ghana, yes, we have discussions underway to deal with that, but I'm yet to see a proper policy framework articulated and put before Parliament for legislation to back this. I think we should go there. But while we are working on legislation, it is important, as I stated last year, that particularly having to do with kids, parents have got to learn that they do not have to be putting the photographs of their kids out there. Because there are kids elsewhere around the world who are committing suicide because deviant youth have gone to take photographs of social media, recreated them into nude photographs of these kids. Then they become laughingstock on campus, and some go and end their lives.
But just quickly,
let's work something around.
Just quickly to add, this the new media, the artificial intelligence, they expose the problems of the society, the actual society.
They are not the problem.
We have a quite misogynistic global society. We have a society that treats women and children as minorities. And so for me, that is an even greater problem to solve.
So you think they amplify, so like the social media rather just amplifies the problem.
Exactly.
It makes
who we are.
Yeah.
And so for me, that is more the approach to solving the problem. I'm not saying regulation will not help, but in the long term, it is who we are as a people that we have to change.
And parents need to know quickly, Bernard, if I may, 30 seconds. You know, we the ones who are, like parents now, we are not on some of these platforms that the kids somehow secretly get onto. To the Snapchat, there's binge, all kinds of things are happening.
Don't get the
phone. So you as a parent, you think that Facebook, you go and spy there. You don't.
There are other places.
But even Facebook, the things that happen.
That are happening there.
So my policy is phone. You won't even see the phone. You won't get any phone. Yeah, Charlie. Let's go.
Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Who do we seek out to bank be no lie? Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe, universal banking ain't in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no many time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. They tell me office is chilling, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feed you, I'm like us. Do I'm like us. First Bank, we treat you first. Treat you first. Somebody see yeah. Think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
Auntie T, I beg, fix me go betete Ghana. No gari, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, brah, that be dangerous combination, no?
Problem no day. I feel handle am.
For Telecel, with the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you want them. That *530# then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
a delicious Christmas with Maggie. Yemamwa fish yapa. Me and Maggie, so good together.
This advert is FDA approved.
10 years of unforgettable memories, breathtaking sights, unlimited excitement, new friendships. And this March, we're turning it all the way up. From the 1st to the 8th of March 2026, get ready for the road trip of a lifetime. 8 epic days, 14 regions, 1 legendary caravan. We roll from Greater Accra through the Eastern region, cruise into the Northern and Upper East regions, vibe through the Western region, and hit many more iconic destinations across Ghana. It's culture, it's adventure, it's pure discovery with the best people and the best vibes. Expect non-stop fun, endless scenic views, deep cultural immersion, new networks and friendships and memories that will outlive the journey. Seats are limited, and this is the 10th anniversary. You cannot miss it. Watch out for details soon.
Today, we hit the streets to ask Ghanaians, what would you do with free fuel for 1 year?
Oh, road trips with the girls every weekend.
That's extra savings to help fix my car.
Charlie, 1 whole year, I'll finally be able to visit my mom without worrying about the distance.
This season, it's feeling after filling from Shell with new and improved fuels so you can do the things you love. Buy 300 Ghana cedis or more worth of new and improved Shell fuels and stand a chance to win. Free fuel for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or even 1 year. It's time to try the new and improved Shell fuels with additives that deliver efficiency, cleaning, protection, and performance. Don't miss out. Fill up with new and improved Shell fuels and get rewarded. Promo runs till the 28th of February 2026. T's and C's apply.
New and improved Shell fuels. Simply better by far.
This is a story of determination. This is the story of Anthony Owusu-Ansah and his delivery business, Shark Express. What started as one man's dream is now a thriving same-day delivery business that serves hundreds of families. Through financing, mentorship, business networks, and market access, APSA is helping businesses like Shark Express grow, create jobs, build futures, and deliver joy across Ghana. Behind Anthony's success isn't only hard work. It's having the right partner like APSA, one that helps him dream bigger and reach further every day. From funding to guidance, APSA stands with entrepreneurs who dare to dream.
We see your story and we invite you to write it with us. Your story matters. APSA.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
8:31 on the Citi Breakfast Show. Here are a few quick announcements.
Why travel abroad when world-class education is right here in Ghana? At Lancaster University, Ghana, you will earn a British degree, develop employability skills, and enjoy a campus experience that inspires growth and confidence. Gain practical skills, global exposure, access to scholarship. Make that dream degree even more achievable. Apply now to study with expert faculty trained to UK standards. For more information, lancaster.edu.gh. Admissions at lancaster.edu.gh. Call 0248 656 274. Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa. What are you proud of? At First Atlantic Bank, we are proud to be crowned Digital Bank of the Year, not once, 2 times, back to back. This isn't just a fancy title, it's a celebration of our commitment and relentless drive to give you the ultimate convenience in digital banking, whether it's through our mobile app, internet banking, USSD, or any of our seamless platforms. We make sure your banking experience is truly safe, fast, and secure. So why settle for less? Join the Purple family today and experience the true meaning of smart banking. 2-time Digital Bank of the Year, back to back. If you enter your ear, follow the conversation on all social media platforms at First Atlantic GH. First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different. So Enterprise Insurance has dropped the Insure Naturally promo. When you insure your car with Enterprise, you don't just get protection, you get extra rewards. So enjoy free fuel coupons, airtime, shopping vouchers, and stand a chance to win an all-expense-paid ultimate football experience live at the stadium. Insure your car now with Enterprise Insurance and be part of the Insure Naturally promo. We are doing this till May this year. We're running this on the NLA's Caritas platform. Enterprise Insurance, your advantage. It's been filling after filling at Shell. Drivers all over Ghana, including Emmanuel Emisa Datsun from Accra, Ejapong, AJ Collins from Kumasi, and many others have already won free fuel by just trying the new and improved Shell fuels, and you could be next in our upcoming weekly draw from now till 28th February. Buy 300 Ghana cedis or more worth of the new and improved Shell fuels. Stand a chance to win big. We have 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and even 1 year free fuel up for grabs. Visit any of our service stations, I'm talking about Shell, and you will enjoy this. The new and improved Shell fuels, better by far.
Our WhatsApp number is 053 998 6996. I need to announce this because for some reason the original number 054, the WhatsApp does not necessarily function, but the number for WhatsApp is 053 998 6993. What I want you to tell us is, are we over Accra centric? Are we over urban problem centric? And number two, do you agree with the author who says if we don't start highlighting the push factors from our rural areas, we cannot have sustainable urban spaces or any sustainable development of any kind? Do you agree with that view, that just discussing urban problems, highlighting them and getting duty bearers to solve them does not address the long-term developmental problem, that rural areas are neglected, no teacher wants to go there, no doctor wants to go there, the roads are bad, the markets are bad, there's no economic opportunity, and therefore all the people move to Accra and Kumasi, and we have a skewed development. I'm going to take some comments before I take the inside comments. So, Caleb, if you can read some of the messages that have come in relation to this
Good
topic.
morning, Bernard. Just on a lighter note, I couldn't get Citi FM's I couldn't get access to the Citi Breakfast Show at my former place, but after moving to Accra, I got selected for the Citi Mother's Day celebration. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, lodging at Peduase Valley Resort and enjoying quality time with my mom. If they keep concentrating all the opportunities in Accra, some of us will definitely take our chances because that's where the opportunities are. Check Enchi Alubo Road, Castro sent that. Bernard, did you read an English textbook in which we had a passage entitled The Market Day at Asesawa? That was in the 70s. Go to Asesawa today and see if you would like it. Go to Prestea and see how it looks like. Our leaders are just interested in developing not interested in developing the country in totality. Julius sent that from Mangwa. So go for it anymore.
All right. So let me come back in and take your comment on this, Kakra. You were trying to ask me why I am sort of pushing this angle of we are too focused on Accra, and is there a question of proportionality? My concern this morning is that as a big urban driven platform, how are we contributing to a skewed national development prioritization? Let me give another example to make it rich. Large urban areas don't need necessarily handouts from government for their district assemblies. They have large revenue potential. Most commercial enterprises are in urban areas. They can be taxed, or you can raise revenue from those. Traffic infractions, you can raise revenue from those. Parking lots, right? More money should be pumped to rural areas to develop them. If you run Tema or Accra or Kumasi, even from tickets for parking alone, you should be able to get enough money if you are really working. Yet they all scramble for DACF, they all use the same. It doesn't seem as if the urban areas are living up to expectation beyond all the problems that they face, which is why I feel like there should be a way of getting more support for rural communities to stem the flow into the urban areas, and also to secure equitable development. What is your comment?
I mean, certainly you've hit the nail on the head in summarizing the brilliant article by this listener or whoever the author is. For me, I think that we need to understand or go to the heart of the problem in trying to find out or figure out solutions so that the entire concentration of our development, or a large percent of it, is focused on Accra or Kumasi or the major cities, the urban areas. We first need to decolonize our development, because this is largely a colonial relic. How we are developing. Our economy continues to concentrate on moving raw materials or foodstuff to the Accras, the Takoradi ports, etc., for food to be transported out of the country. And unfortunately, in my view, having gained independence and becoming a republic, we continue to operate what we've had been described as a Gajisberg economy, what we inherited. We need to now properly break down or rip apart this colonial economy and then figure out what is the Ghanaian economy. The Ghanaian economy, or the economy for Ghana, or in fact, beyond the economy, the development or the transformation for Ghana that carries along the rural parts of Ghana. Because the model that we have followed since independence has left them behind. We have forgotten that there's the need for quality education in rural areas, quality healthcare, quality road infrastructure, etc. Now, for me, that shows how much our decentralization system has totally failed, or has been has not been effective. Okay, because for instance, yesterday I was curious as to which assembly was to have dealt with the placing of the church in that particular area. Exactly. So that you made a fantastic point about how in other countries, even rural areas will have a certain specific commercial interest or agenda. When I lived in Spain, I didn't live in Madrid. I lived in the southern part. It's called Alicante, but it was a tourist town, but it was not necessarily an urban. This was for your year abroad. But I didn't do a year. I did a couple of months. It's not be bad. But Alicante. And what I learned about Alicante was that Alicante was known for producing the country's water. Okay. So if you were in Madrid or you were up north in Barcelona, the water you would drink most likely is from Alicante. So in trying to re-engineer the Ghana that we have led out of colonial rule, all the strings must fall off. I know it's not as simple as I'm saying it, for the strings to fall off, but we need to start a process or a journey that will take us there eventually. And in doing that, we can properly look at all the regions and their uniqueness in terms of resources, in terms of the people, in terms of the culture, and then we can properly create commercialization that is a means to an end. The end is the transformational development.
So when you say decolonize, are you saying we should reject the model that the colonialists had, or we should just improve it? Because I sort of feel, when I read Gajisberg, I don't think everything he wanted to do was that bad. You know what I'm saying?
No,
so it's like,
it's not about, Bernard, it's not about the good or the bad of the colonial. It's about the interest. Okay, whether or not what Gagisberg or whoever did was good or bad, the question is what was the interest?
Okay.
The interest.
So the long-term interest.
It was an imperial interest. It was an interest to advance exactly the gains from resources elsewhere. So you have to now re-engineer that interest.
I get it.
So what is Ghana's interest? What does Volta region bring? If I ask you, you're from Volta region.
Yes, please.
What's one great thing about Volta region?
Tourism, beautiful place.
Exactly. If you ask Abeku, maybe you say Fanti Kenke. We need to pick the things. The amazing thing is that everything is already there for us as a country. Okay, we have great people. Yes, we can improve on our discipline. We've got great culture. We've got great food. So the question is, how are we thinking about the situation that we find ourselves in? How are we thinking about removing or decolonizing, removing the colonial interest?
Yeah.
Because if we are at the helm of affairs right now, if Ghanaians are at the helm of affairs right now, all interest must be Ghana.
Yeah. So I have a concern. How do we get the country to prioritize its own development? It sounds like a very funny question, but I feel like it's an important question, because when you analyze what we've done over the past 20 years or so, you can say we are basically crawling when we should be flying. And I don't think we've prioritized real development. What we've done is we have, Samuels like using this word, we have satisfied. We have tried to, let's do as little as we can get away with. Because the real issue is around winning elections and having access to power and using the power in ways which can secure the elite. It's not about a commitment to transformation, to say we're not going to allow a pregnant woman in Wali Wali to bleed to death. We will make sure she get access to a good hospital, she get access to anti-snake serum, she get access to a decent job and dignity. And we prioritize that irrespective of the voting consequence. It seems to me as if we are being idealistic. People like you and I, what we are saying is like, what are you talking about? Charlie, seek ye first the political kingdom, secure it, and then we will give the people what they demand for, so they will not give us too many problems. Which means sometimes what we even ask for here may not be the right thing for the country. So if, for example, I come on and say, there's traffic at Ofanko, all right? Yes, there's traffic at Ofanko, but that does not mean that the minister should prioritize Ofanko now. The minister should still go ahead and work on that Elubo to Takwa stretch, build that rural road, because, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe they shouldn't listen to us because they are committed to an overall development plan which is more broad-based. You understand me? But
well, they should, because our role is complementary.
Okay.
You get it? We highlight some of the gaps that they may not be seeing. But if it tends to be the case that they only do what they hear the people clamor for, or they are chasing runs, then there is a reverse. Because ideally you are supposed to have a larger picture, a broad-based picture. You travel to the nooks and crannies of the country when you are campaigning. You see the very poor, you see the very rich, you know even wider than we can. Until our cameras and lenses get to some of these very poor places, people don't get to know, we may not get to know. But you, the leaders, most of them have been in parliament for how many years? Most of them have been running politics for much of their adult lives, know the country way better than we do, and have seen the country's development policies, have developed the development policies much more, and have access to more accurate data than we may. So they are supposed to have the compass for the nation and say, okay, this is where we are going. And the next thing is, it is their responsibility to ensure that the citizens know where the country is going, so that our job will be to remind them of our shared vision, and then to remind them of some of the gaps that have come as a result of that journey. But if it gets to the point where the citizens are now the ones ranting, and then when we ask for water before water is provided, we talk about Galamsey, then there's something is done. Once we take our attention off Galamsey, then it is worse. Then we ask about road, we go to school, then you come to road and everything is a mess. That means there's no clarity, there's no direction, there's no focus.
So let me come back to something I raised when you were away, which was controversial, but which I still stand by. Remember last 2 weeks, I said that the Chinese believe they have a democracy, and the Western people say it's not a democracy. And then there are many types of government. Now, if you look globally, there are 4 government systems that have brought development. So the Western model has worked generally for the Western people. You can say the Oriental model has also worked for the Japanese, it's worked for the Koreans, it's worked for the Singaporeans, and it's working for the Chinese. The Oriental model is strong developmental state. They don't listen to what people say. They don't elect their leaders. They select their leaders. But the leaders are legitimate not because they are elected, but because they work, they perform. Then you can say you have the Scandinavian system, which is like a high taxation democracy. They tax you to death, but the government is trusted to distribute. So when I went to Denmark, I had to get a receipt for everything because you will be taxed. The system is social spending at the top. So if you live in Denmark as a lawyer, Sky, you pay about 55% income tax, but your school fees will be low. You won't pay for healthcare. Your roads will work. So you have the Western capital-driven model. You have the Japan-Asia model, China, Korea. Then you have the Scandinavian social democracy type model. You have the Arab or Emirati model, where you have a monarchy who has a vision for the Emirates and he decides what to do for the people. Then you have the dysfunctional, in my view, African systems, where you are, even India is dysfunctional in a way, where you have an illusion of people power, but the leaders are not delivering. And I'm looking at the long term, all right? So what I'm saying is that the Americans know what works for them. Wall Street is powerful. The corporate institutions are strong. There is poverty there, but they have managed to tar all their roads. They have general good education, general good healthcare, right? The Asians are also rising. The Arab sheikhs are doing what they do. The Scandinavians do what they do. The question for us, right, is what system works? Now, let's come back to the discussion we're having. Why should, if the leaders, if they are delivering, I don't even need to come and tell them that fix a road or do this. So I'm not even sure people power is the issue. Do you understand? The whole idea of democracy where people have a say, I think it's overrated. The point is there a national vision being implemented? And is the vision improving lives? Do you understand? And for me, when I look at the Western model, I look at the Asian model, I look at the Scandinavian model, I look at the sheikhs, I feel like all those citizens are having life improvement in a generation. I don't even know what we are doing. You understand?
The focus is not the model.
Yeah, so for me, it's a leadership problem. So, which is why I say the leadership has not prioritized the development of the nation. I think the African leader, he has not decided that I will make the Africans' welfare the center of my endeavors. He wants global acceptance, so he will look at what IMF is saying, he will look out for what the Western countries are saying. He also, in a sense, wants self-preservation. He's not prepared to pay the price to lead by example, to change people's minds, because it's too hard. All right, if you want to change a people, you have to change the way they think. It's too difficult in a 4-year election cycle in Ghana's case. But it's not even Ghana, because even the West African countries who don't even have our case, they are not even doing that much better. Is Guinea doing better than us? Is Mali? They are not. So it's not even about democracy. It's almost like there's an African problem. So I come back to your decolonization, which is very critical. You're saying the African leader has not been able to claim ownership of his development, whether he is a Ghana who has a liberal democracy, or he is a Nigeria with a quasi-democracy, or he is a Guinea or Guinea-Bissau with whatever they have, or a Somalia or Ethiopia. They have not been able to transform their countries in a generation. So I feel like that's the question. So our challenge as people who are on air is, how do we get people to start thinking about prioritizing our development and our dignity? What should we do? Is it to say, let's change the way we educate people? Let's do programs that make people begin to believe in themselves. Let's do programs that make people want to prioritize. Like, what is the missing link? How do we switch the light on for both the leaders and the citizens? I think that's the question for us as Africans. Because
so that is not idealistic.
Yeah, the African has not been able to claim the African citizen is not priority to anybody.
Not even to himself.
No.
You both of you said something. Caleb talked about the media's role being collaborative, and you raised the point about national vision. So that, yes, we may sound idealistic in what we are saying, but if we decide to respectfully, let me say this respectfully, wake up from the slumber, then we will appreciate that it is not an issue of idealistic conversation, but we need to take the bull by the horns. The problem you talk about, the African leaders' failure to undo the colonial web of how we are developing and recreate the African model, has failed because, and it's not just the African leader, but the African himself. So all of us as Africans, as Ghanaians, we failed because Godfred's, I go back to Godfred's point about the Accra means success. It is a certain mindset that was generated over time. And we continue to work with that mindset today. It's the same thing you talked about, seeking external validation, but in a broader context. For me, I don't have the answers. What I think as a nation we need to do, as a continent we need to do, is to go back to that word that Caleb is using, the collaboration. Have we ever, I don't recall this country having a national conversation about what should be our development model, about not even the model, what should be our development. There's a certain intentionality that is lacking. The man walking on the street and the politician sitting in the V8 have something in common. Either they don't know, or they're not thinking about what the Ghana should be, what a developed Ghana should be. But as citizens and as governors, the people ruling us, we should have an idea what that should be. Have we sat down? I'm not even 40, but have we sat down in the history of this country as a people, together with the governors, to sit down and have a conversation about what the national decision is to develop, to transform the lives of not just those of us sitting here, but those unborn. I don't think we've had that conversation, and it's an intentional conversation that we have to have, because that will even address some of the convenience that we live in. For instance, our indiscipline is a convenience we've created for ourselves. Somebody has failed to do their job by enforcing the laws, and so we bask in the indiscipline. And that creates a certain convenience for us. We will have to make sacrifices if we sit down and have that conversation. If we all agree that the streets of Accra are going to look like streets in Singapore with flowers, nobody's going to steal them, nobody's going to stand by the roadside and pee, we know that certain liberties that we've been taking come to an end. We have to have that intentional conversation.
I want to agree with you and say two things in my conclusion. That development conversation cannot be had if an identity conversation is not had.
Certainly.
That development conversation cannot be had if a values conversation is not had. Because who are we? What does it mean to be a Ghanaian? Okay. This competition between ethnicities, which politicians exploit during elections, which defines a lot of what we do even in the public sector quietly, is a symptom of the problem of lack of national identity. I'm not saying deny you an Ashanti or deny you an Ebe, but at some point you have to put Ghana ahead of that. Out of that identity will flow values. So being Ghanaian should not be I was born in this space alone, but there are certain behaviors that we agree on, which then feeds into our hard aspirations in development. So the development conversation cannot be had if the identity conversation is not hard. The development conversation cannot if the values conversation is not hard. Now, third point, what does that mean? How does that then define who a leader is? Up until now, a leader is seen as a development agent. Again, based on what you've said and based on what I've just said, maybe we need to agree that the job of our leader before development is identity and values. Maybe, just maybe, that you cannot impose a development model on the people who don't know who they are and who don't have values that are development oriented. All right. So the thinkers of our society, philosophers, media practitioners, MPs, or whoever is in a position of prominence, our challenge is to give people a sense of who they are through our educational system. I mean, Holland, a nation with very little land mass, puritanical values extracted from the Protestant Reformation, hard work, thrift, entrepreneurship, adventure, creates a country that essentially has a GDP which is more than most of West Africa. So there was a period where that nation was formed based on identity. That's number one. That then determines whether they even want to practice democracy or the autocracy or whatever. I gave you four. So what I'm saying is that the political system derives from the identity and the national values. So we were coupled together. Somebody created Ghana. We agreed, signed bond of 1844, went for independence. Then Nkrumah starts this project of wanting to develop. Hindsight is clear. Maybe his focus for the first decade should have been national identity, values formation as a foundation for economic transformation, not the other way around. He did try. Now, what makes our situation worse was that our detractors were very determined that was not going to happen. And they had local collaborators who were very willing to exploit the cracks to satisfy their own need. But every generation that has succeeded has had detractors. So it's not even a problem of the detractors. I think the challenge with us is that the determination of our internal detractors to work against their own interest is shocking. Okay, I feel like there has to be some things, because in every country that has tried to develop, there have been always people who have opposed it. But there are some things they agree on. For example, let's put America first. Let's put China first. We don't even want to put Ghana first. So this is my suggestion. Next year, Ghana will be 70. New Year school is happening from tomorrow. Let's not go and discuss. I think we need to have a conversation about national identity, starting from now till 2027. Let's discuss it. You remember I interviewed some guy who was saying let's create a national language. It sounded funny. I'm not saying I agree with it. So the proposal for national language was an admission that we need things to bind us. So I'm not saying we should have a national language. That's not what I'm saying. But it is an admission that we have not created a strong sense of national identity and a strong set of values imbibed which will underpin our economic transformation or development. So every discussion we have about economic development is still a symptom of a much bigger problem of these people don't know who they are. They haven't thought carefully about what they do. So my proposal is that the leaders we need for Ghana's freedom are leaders who are ideational and yet practical. So pragmatic leaders. So we need two types. We need a leader who has two roles. A leader who shapes the way you think and helps you unite, and then uses that to make your life better. For now, we are looking for leaders to bring us economic salvation without solving the identity problem, because some of them even come to power through the divisiveness of ethnic politics. So it can't succeed because our detractors use that. Go to the history of colonialism in Nigeria, southwest, southeast, north, right? It happened in Kenya, it happens in Ghana. The colonialists are very, very smart in using those ethnic fault lines to perpetuate instability, which we are ever so willing to agree to. So we need to say that, look, Nigeria, Ghana, whoever we are, we have in 69 years been fighting ourselves. to try and strive for advantage, whether I'm an Igbo or Hausa or Yoruba man. If we don't start thinking about one Ghana, one Nigeria as the starting point of development, we don't have a chance. Number two, that one Nigeria or that one Ghana that we are forming, we have to deliberately imbibe those values in the next generation, because it is values that determine the destiny of a nation. Lee Kuan Yew says culture is destiny. Right? I read a book and I'll summarize it. Even in China, there are differences in collectivist behavior on the basis of whether they grow wheat or rice. Why? The rice growers, rice requires collaborative effort. If you are growing rice on a terrace, you need about 4 layers of water to come from somebody else's rice farm. You need people to work in line to plant it, to cultivate it. So he did a study and said all the counties that were rice growing were more communal and collective than the counties that were wheat growing, because wheat is an individual thing. It grows on a flat land. Rice grows on a terrace. What is he saying? Even within country, there are differences in values on the basis of how people live. He's thought through it and written an article about it. So if you take that map of China, the rice provinces are collectivist and the wheat provinces are individualistic. This is somebody who's thought about it and written it. So my question is, who is reflecting on the way we are as Ghana and say, okay, let's harvest the best 5 values. Ebes are respectful and hardworking. Kwewus are industrious and entrepreneurial. Gans are organized as people who work in structure, as an example. Fantis are this. So a nation called Ghana, this is the best of what we have. And this is what we will teach our kids, that if you are a Ghanaian and you are aware, you don't just have to be hardworking. You must also be respectful, but you must also be entrepreneurial. So when you put those 4 values together, then you say, this is what we will teach you, what it means to be a Ghanaian. Teach it for decades. Then that sense of identity means that when he's in China to learn, or he's in Denmark to do his masters, he still knows that this is what makes me a Ghanaian. So when he comes back to work in Ghana, he applies the knowledge he learns in China or US to put Ghana first. But for now, he is living on self-interest. He's not been trained to put his country first. He's been trained to see Sky as his enemy because he's from a different ethnic group. And therefore, it's easy for somebody holding a white bar from another country to come and tell him that if I give you this money and you do this, you and your people will be better than these other people. Do you see where I'm coming from? So we have to ask for leaders who bring a sense of identity and values. We shouldn't just vote for somebody who has an economic plan, because an economic plan without the requisite behavior to back up it, you can build a sugar factory in Commander. If the people are not willing to grow sugar cane and to work on a plantation to get the sugar cane to become sugar, it will be a white elephant. I think that our challenge is how do I put it? It's a behavioral mindset identity challenge. So that let's not overemphasize the hard issues. So for example, last point, if you're even analyzing a news item, take the graphic. Don't just say GDP has grown by this, or look at the behavioral issues around the economics. Look at the way people price as an economist, and think about that pricing from a behavioral perspective and a mindset perspective, not from a hard calculation of pumping money into the city's perspective. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because our challenge is a behavioral challenge, which is years of colonization, years of miseducation, years of working against our own self-interest. So I am looking for leaders. Kwame Jechi, read him. The African philosophers, Akrofi Kristalla, Ifimamu, they argue from an Afrocentric perspective, whether they are Christians or Muslims or whatever. They still, because don't forget that the way the religion is even given to you can blind you. So it's not even Christianity or Islam that's the problem. The way you interpret it, because the people in Dubai, they are Muslims, right? As are the people in Sudan. How come the Emirati Muslims are doing better than the Sudanese Muslims? The people in America allegedly are supposed to have been Christians. So it's the way you so it's a mindset. The way you practice it is what is making you a slave. So it's a very deep issue that requires, and I am happy with the platform, because how many students can I teach in a classroom for them to know what I'm saying? Hopefully somebody listening can make sense of it. But I am looking for leaders who will change my mindset, which is why do we like Nkrumah? He left us things to think about. He didn't just build Akosombo Dam or Temahabo. He wrote about neo-colonialism, the last stage of imperialism. He wrote it. You get it? That's why they killed him. Nkrumah's threat to the West was not his economic ideas or his economic policies. It was his ideas that they wanted to kill. They banned his books. Why did they ban his books? Why did they ban his books? Why would they ban his books? Why didn't they destroy the motorway or destroy Akosombo Dam? So why are you looking for leaders who build you another dam? Why were his books so difficult to get? Because when the light gets open in your head, you are going to be a free man. So let's put a statue there, but let's destroy his books. So he was in a difficult situation in a new nation. But we have 70 years next year. We can't repeat that. So what do? Let's amplify voices that come up with ideas. People who will help us have a proper sense of national identity. Let's weed out the charlatans who exploit ethnicity, religion, and all these things to divide us. If we don't do that, we can never develop. As I sit here right now, I'm even having hope in my children more than myself, because I have already been badly damaged. I think our children stand a better chance, which is why we must protect them, if we can, from some of the things we ourselves have become victims of. We have to be careful the way we raise our kids when we are watching TV, the things we say. When some politician comes on the TV seat, you say something, your kids are watching. When another ethnic group comes on, for this body as on way. If you don't deliberately train your kids to have a sense of nationality and values, it's not going to work. Because you and I, we are old already. We are already old. We started this job in our 20s. We are in our 40s. Sky, we are old. So I am saying that let's use Ghana at 70 to redefine the map. And let's start. Mahama will do his best. Of the old stock, I think he has the best chance to do what he has to do. But a leader who can change the way you think about yourself is a rare breed. All the leaders we respect globally, they didn't just do economics. Behavior. Godfrey, read the comments and let's close.
But I'm just saying that the behavior won't change.
No, you're also old. You're also old.
No, I'm not.
Caleb has more hope than you.
No,
you're old. No, you're old. You're like me. You are old. You are old.
Caleb, are you hopeful?
You are old. You are old.
You are old.
I'm hopeful.
You are old. For the urban youth.
Oh,
it gets better.
For the urban youth. For the urban youth.
You are old.
You know, let me tell you. I'll read a message, but I just want to take a minute off to. You've cut me off.
Godfrey is going to switch.
Yes. Read the comments. Read the comments.
Sorry, let me say this.
For comments.
Switch.
No, I suppose you. I think you need to make it. Let me hear him.
I'll
ask you what I do to me. There is hope. I am for hope.
Audacity of hope.
I am for hope. Allow me to express hope. You know, my only concern with the hope is the way our politicians, and by our politicians I mean the two political parties, MPP and NDC, have their claws into the spine and brain of a large chunk of our populace. You talk about the philosophers and all those who have shaped other countries. The philosophers of our time are Mr. Yando in Kumasi, Ashanti region. If I say I'll mention news, you are laughing. You know I am right. No, I get you, but you see, but here's the thing. You see, it is the people who consume us in terms of our numbers, and those people, you see, and because they are roving philosophers. You and I sit in this chair in Accra.
They move.
They travel. They are in cars. They are on bicycles. They are on tricycles, spreading their philosophy,
their gospel.
And for me, a large part of that philosophy requires the people you are talking about who need that development to remain ignorant and poor.
Yeah.
So there is generally truly no interest in removing those people or closing that gap. Because if that gap closes, if those people are removed from that space, these philosophers lose relevance.
Why are you calling them philosophers?
Because that is who they are.
Why are you doing that? Kwame Jechi will not be happy with you.
I wrote the paper on Kwame Jechi.
It's not right.
No, but I'm saying these are the philosophers of our time. Remember, last time I tweeted something that I don't know whether it is me or it is how we find ourselves. But there's been I don't know what to make of this our political class, because they don't write enough. We don't know what they stand for. And the political parties themselves have their principles all over the place. So you spoke about the different models. China is very clear that it is a democratic dictatorship. It is written in the CCP Red Book. The Scandinavians are very clear in what type of democracy they have. It is if you ask a 5-year-old Scandinavian child, Swedish, Danish, Norwegian, Finnish kid, what kind of democracy do you practice in your country? They will tell you what it is. Its structure, its ideology. If you asked a Southeast Asian person, what are you practicing in your country? They will tell you. The Indians will tell you exactly what their system is and what the ideology is. Okay? Ours is very different. 20 years ago, if you spoke to an NDC or NPP politician and asked them to explain what MPP is, what NDC is, it would be an intriguing conversation. The one person I see perhaps who could have a proper conversation about what NDC's philosophy is, perhaps it's Fifi Abikwete. The MPP, I don't know who I can have that conversation with. But 20, 30 years ago, you know who you would be able to have that conversation with and push and say, are these the principles of your party? That push development, that push how you move the country along, how you bring, you close that gap. So I see the development that we need, but I also see that the people who are supposed to help us are not as vested in it because we don't even know if they actually understand it. So I look at if I take the MPP manifesto or the NDC manifesto, after other political parties, I even talk about them. If I take the MPP manifesto, I take the NDC manifesto and I read it. There are times where there are two parties that are supposed to be on opposite sides of the political ideology, but it's like you're reading the same document.
Same stuff.
It's like this.
But that's good. It means that national identity will not be difficult to get.
So
we can attain.
I am just struggling because at this moment we are just very elephant and umbrella biased. There is a middle class that gives us hope, but even they, under reasonable pressure,
will balk. Well, we should cultivate our audience. So I feel like my calculation is the so-called evangelists of the new philosophy, whatever.
The new philosophers. Yes.
Our job is not to say we have a better system, but to excel to bring in more apostles. Because I believe I have a good message. That's why I come here every morning. That's why I do what I do. So we don't have to have an excuse. If the number of people who listen to us grows and the people who think around identity, values grows, we have a better chance, which is why we keep doing what we're doing. So I will not say I lose hope at all. And those of you listening, if you believe that this is the right way to go, tell other people about it. Let's grow the church. Let's grow the audience. So it's not for collection, but for change. Coming up next is effective living.
Why didn't you say the shrine?
I
Because they don't collect offering is right. They don't collect. Because I'm a Christian. Become a Christian. No. This guy don't.
But his question is valid.
No, let's not.
Bernard, allow me.
You have your
you have spoken all along.
Why are you questioning my choice of words?
No, I said why did you? I didn't question.
Because that's what I understand.
I didn't question in the sense of attacking what you said.
That's what I've been raised for. That's what I've been.
You see, you spoke about religiosity or the characterization of the same as to impact what we do as a people.
You pick on one thing I say and you create a whole.
You should hear him out.
You see, it's important.
You talk. I'm listening to you.
You know, I just returned from the Volta region, right? And I can say without any fear of contradiction that in parts where I have been, right, where there is a certain understanding of what is good and what is bad, and how that is paid for if you do one or the other. Hold on, this is important, right? There is a certain sense of responsibility, right? What people are afraid of, right? And so if you do A, this is the punishment. If you do B, this is how you are rewarded. Now the question is, how have we translated that into our being? You're talking about the African identity, the Ghanaian identity. Of course, the Ghanaian concept is something people put together and say, we're saying that, let's hope it works.
Let's build it.
Right? But if you go into these individual communities, what people are afraid of, the Antois.
Is it working?
The Nogoko.
Is it bringing development?
Bernard, you see, the question you should ask yourself is whether people have acted with a certain belief that if I go and tell the people that this is what I'm promising and I don't do it, there's a punishment for it, right? So when you steal and you are hauled before the Nogopo Shrine, for instance, there's a certain sense that you are going to be met with proper justice because you have to pay for it. But in the context of other religions, which we say we have taken, do people go, steal money from the people, go back to church, for instance, right? Contribute that as their own tithe or whatever it is,
and be given
an opportunity to actually front themselves in front of the room.
My challenge,
hold on, I just want to wrap
problem
up
with you is that you see,
but
we have a lot of time to discuss this.
I know.
You chose not to talk.
No, I
want to end the thing. Then now you are bringing.
Because you see, because you made a point. That's why I came in. I didn't really want.
I made a comment in passing, which has become the basis of your whole submission.
No, hold on.
I spoke for 10 minutes. You didn't say anything. I said, let's build the church. Then you jump on that and start
making triggered. Bernard, it's triggered something.
It's almost like you are. I was inviting you to this conversation long ago. You're not minding me.
Bernard, hold on. It's important. You see, we have a plethora of views on the show, right? My view may not be popular with you because of how you were raised. You understand? But I'm making a point that is intrinsically linked to who we are as a people.
I don't even disagree with you. I'm saying that the time you chose to make the point and the constraint on the program is not fair because I was just about to end the discussion.
I just wanted to
and then you now open a new Pandora's box which will not have time to discuss. So it's like a legal case where you've brought the matter and the court has closed. We can't argue it. So tomorrow you can continue. Because I don't know what to do now. Because I'm saying my next
you see what I've said. I'm wrapping up. Let us think about it.
Yes.
Because like I said, I've been to areas where punishment is immediate and people are law observing.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
And then I also know of people who break the rules because they know that on Sunday they'll go to church and pray God will forgive them. Or they'll go to the mosque, confess.
Of a dysfunctional.
Exactly.
Don't forget, my argument is that this guy. We are not even speaking at cross purposes. I'm just saying.
You are basically trying to drive us apart with this.
You were completely.
Let's discover the self. The African self. That's all I'm saying.
You see, I don't want to argue this, but when you choose a word somebody uses as the basis of your overall point.
Trigger, not
it's not necessary. That's not what I said, Bernard.
Anyway, don't worry. The listeners are deciding.
Let's agree to disagree.
The listeners are deciding enough. The listeners are deciding enough to know. We'll come back with our next segment. Stay with us.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Where do your hopes and dreams take flight? The money you've earned, the future shining bright. At Petra, we're not just here for your retirement plan. We are here for the life you've imagined and then some. From your child's education to your dream home's door, we'll help you achieve what you're striving for. Petra is here, steady and strong. Your wealth in safe hands, where it belongs. With investments that grow at rates that compete, we build your future with every heartbeat. That's Petra, your partner. Come joy or strife, guiding you toward the dreams that define your life. For your pensions, investments, loans, and more, visit our website at petraonline.com or dial *447 *70#. Petra, achieve more.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-32231. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Menasini Ella! The thrill is back! The hunt for the ultimate treasure returns with Camel Antiseptic Liquid. Buy any bottle, scratch the panel, and text the code to 1393. Buy more, find all 5 Camel letters, and be the winner of the 100,000 Ghana Cedis grand prize, plus amazing rewards from airtime, weekly cash, and monthly shopping sprees. So, keep playing and keep winning, because Aseti Ankasa promo ends 15th February 2026. Terms and conditions apply. Keep out of reach of children. This promo is run in collaboration with the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. This advert is FDA approved.
Looking for a university that truly sets you apart? Academic City University Accra offers world-class undergraduate degree programs in engineering, business, informatics, and communication arts. And that's not all. Now introducing master's degrees designed to equip you with industry-relevant skills and global leadership capabilities. Study on a modern campus, learn from international faculty, and gain hands-on experience that sets you apart in today's job market. With over 15 student ventures launched and graduates thriving in top roles across Ghana and abroad, Academic City University is where future-ready leaders are made. Call now 0262 693 870. That's 0262 693 870. Academic City University, educating future-ready leaders.
So what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Wujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It's a very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement. Unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody getting on. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrady, and Buipe, or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
Every woman deserves hair that looks and feels amazing. It starts with the right product. BO16. After relaxing, your hair needs serious care. BO16 neutralizing shampoo removes all those relaxer residues and restores your hair's natural balance. Itchy scalp, dandruff wahala, BO16 treatment shampoo will rescue you. Leaves your hair absolutely divine. BO16 detangling conditioner. No more painful tagging and breakage. See how smoothly the comb runs through. Now you know my secret.
BO16. Express yourself.
This advert is FDA approved. The GC brand. It's all about you.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Effective Living Series is live with Michael Ohini Efa, and today is our second day of our first week. The good thing is that we have some books to give away, so we're not just coming to talk to you. If you engage in any way by WhatsApp, by way of question or contribution, we have Michael Ohini's book Beyond the Extra Mile to give you for free. So we'll give the books to those who send WhatsApp messages 053 998 6996. That's our WhatsApp number, 053 998 6996. So today we're talking about personal goal setting. Michael, thank you so much for joining us. Effective Living Series is brought to us by Petra Trust. All right, so what's the approach for the morning?
Thank you very much, Bernard, and Happy New Year to you, the team, and also to all listeners. I'm going to talk about a small framework for how we can set our personal goals, building upon what Theo did yesterday.
Okay.
And then I will end it with a system for making sure that we achieve our goals throughout the year.
Okay.
A lot of the time we go for watch night or crossover services and we all make promises to ourselves. We set goals, we set resolutions. And then by February, we all, as we would say, degas. We give up on the goals. We say, oh, Ghana is hard, Ghana heading. This thing is too difficult, I can't do it. Now, how do you ensure that you stay true to the commitments you make to yourself throughout the year? I will give some small framework for us to be able to do that.
All right.
So let me dig right in. To set a goal for yourself, you need to set the goals at 3 levels. 1 is outcome, 2 is performance, and 3 is process. Outcome, performance, and process. All right, so whatever goal, and if you are listening to me, I want you to take the top 5 goals that you want to set for this year, and let's work together on that. What are the top 5 things you want to do this year? And use that, follow me with this framework so that by the time we end today's presentation, you have your goals set for 2026. Now, so number 1 is the outcome goal. Now, what do you want to achieve this year? By 31st December 2026, when you are going for crossover, watch night, whatever over service you are going for, what is the one thing or the 5 things you wish to have achieved this year? Maybe you want to buy a plot of land. Maybe you want to build something on that plot of land. Maybe you want to start a new business. Maybe you want to get a new certification. You want to go back to school. Maybe you want to marry. Maybe you want to do something. What do you want to achieve? That is the outcome goal. So 1, outcome goals focus on the end result. So by 31st December 2026, I would have a plot of land at Dowenya. I would have a plot of land at Kaswa. That is what you want to achieve, the end. Now, outcome goals are usually influenced by external factors. So, for instance, you want this land, but it's dependent upon the conduct of some chiefs or some land guard or something. So, outcome goals normally are beyond your influence or beyond your control, but you want it anyway. For instance, if you say that by 31st December 2026, I want to marry, it's a good one, but remember, somebody must say yes to you or somebody must propose to you before that happens. But the question you have to ask yourself with the outcome level goal setting is, what do I want to happen to me this year? My goals, my dreams, my aspirations, what do I want to happen to me this year? All right. So an example is, I want to get promoted to senior manager. It's an outcome goal. I want to lose 15 kilograms this year. Is an outcome goal. I want to win a contract or an award from an agency or a company or a bank or an insurance company. I want my business to make 1 million cedis this year. These are all outcome goals. So outcome goal is like a destination. By 31st December this year, where will we find you? That's your destination. That's the outcome goal. All right. Then number 2 is performance goals. Now, performance goals talk about how well you want to perform. So they focus on your personal standards of achievement. Now, remember that the outcome goal, you need other people to make it happen. But if a performance goal is about you, this is where a lot of people miss it. Because we tend to give too much credit and focus on the external factors without looking at what we must do to be able to achieve our own goals. Now, they are within your control, unlike the outcome goal. So the key question here is, how well do I want to do? If you want to get promoted to senior manager this year, what must you do to be able to earn that promotion? If you want to increase your sales success rate, what must you do personally to be able to achieve that? If you want to have 1 million cedis as a company, as a business, what must you do to be able to achieve that? That is the performance level goal question. So an example is, I want to increase my sales conversion rate from 10% to 18%. I want to run 5 kilometers in under 30 minutes. I want to save 20% of my monthly income every month. I want to improve my public speaking skills. You see, these are all within your control. So here, you are focusing on improvement and mastery. Nothing in your life will change in 2026 if you don't change or improve. Which is why I'm giving away Beyond the Extra Mile, my book, because that talks about what you can do to achieve your aims, your objectives, and what it is that you want to do this year. Good. And then the third one,
process goals.
Process goals. Process goals talk about what you do consistently, what you do every day, the process, the engine, the oil, the cog that will turn things around. So you have your performance goal, you have your outcome goal. Now, what must you do every day? So here we are talking about daily actions, daily habits, and daily behaviors. Now, the operational word here is daily. Daily actions, daily habits, and daily behaviors. These are the goals that you have the most control over, the process goals. Now, the key question is, what will I do regularly, every day, consistently, to enable me achieve my outcome goal by 31st December 2026?
All right.
What will I do every day? Now, an example is, I want to exercise for 30 minutes every day. Or I want to exercise for 30 minutes 3 times a week. Or I want to exercise for 1 hour every Saturday morning. You, daily, consistently, every day. I want to prepare for meetings the night before. I want to buy 10 bags of cement every month.
Very specific.
Very specific. Now, I want to make 3 sales phone calls every day between 8 and 10 a.m. Now, I want to write 300 words each morning. I want to take my girlfriend or boyfriend out every other Saturday. Specific, consistent. Now, the research is that when you focus on process goals, you are 3 times more likely to achieve your outcome goals.
Ooh.
Yeah. And this is where a lot of people feel either lazy, demotivated, or are not inclined to do so, because we give too much credit to the economy and to the government and to this and to that. And we forget that everything will reside in the doing. So this year, if you want your 2026 to be different, focus on your process goals.
Wow.
What you are doing habitually every day.
Wow. Effective Living Series on 97.3 Citi FM. Michael Ohinifa on personal goal setting, separating or distinguishing between the outcome goals, the performance goals, and the process goals. The outcome goal is what you want to see at the end of the year, focusing on end results influenced by external factors. Then there's a performance goal, how well you wish to perform These are about you. They are within your control. And they are basically closer to you than the outcome goal.
Yeah.
The third is the process goal, which is about what you do, daily actions, daily habits, and daily behaviors.
Yeah.
These are the most useful, and you are 3 times more likely to achieve your outcome goal if you focus on process goals.
Yeah.
So what you do daily becomes the key issue here.
That's right.
Not what you hope to achieve at the end of the period.
No.
So this is your 3 goal framing. So does that mean we should ignore outcome goals and performance goals and just go straight for process goals? Or the outcome goal becomes sort of like the long term?
Without the outcome goal, what is your process goal leading to? So you need to know the destination before you know which route you are using to get to the destination. So they are both important.
So let me give so I want better financial security.
Yep.
So that I want to raise my level of financial stability.
Very good.
Is that an outcome goal?
Yes, that's an outcome goal. But it's not clear, it's not smart.
All right. So let's say I want to diversify beyond savings and investment into real estate.
Yeah.
And property.
Yes.
Because when I look at my portfolio, I have a lot of savings in
paper investments.
Yes.
Good.
So that's my outcome goal.
Yes.
By end of the year, I should have title to at least 3 plots of land.
Very good.
So that's my outcome goal.
That's the outcome goal.
Okay. Now, how do I generate a performance goal out of this? So I would
remember the outcome goal is to have 3 plots of land that you are going to use to start your first real estate business.
Oh, you've even made it more. I just wanted to have it as my. Don't forget financial security. I want. So I'm not necessarily trying to start a business. Okay. I want to secure the title so that maybe I fancy to know that I have these lands.
Good.
So that if there's a stock market crash, I still have land.
Okay. Oh, so if it's not for real estate. It's just for security.
Yes. So I'm looking. I'm giving you an example for security.
Yeah.
Now, the process goal. So do I need to come to performance goal now? What do I need to do to get there?
What will you need? What must you now? What is within your control?
So my earnings. Good. So for example, I earn a salary.
Good.
And then I earn from other non-salary related things. There are possibilities of expanding my earnings so that I can pay for the land in a year. So should I then say I will develop another stream of income beyond what I have as a performance goal?
Yes, because there's an end goal, there's an outcome goal, which is to buy 3 plots of land.
So let's say I want to, so my performance goal will be, I earn salary from my radio work.
Good.
I earn salary from my speaking, but I don't earn any money from trainings. So let's assume I say there's an opportunity to do training. Training because of what I've learned. So I want to add training to my sources of income, and I'll use all the proceeds from the training to buy land.
Yeah.
Is that a performance goal?
No. First, you need to determine how much the land costs.
Oh, okay. Let's give an example.
So we need to work with a certain figure that you are working at.
Okay.
The training that will now give you the money is a process goal.
Oh, the training is a process
the
goal.
Performance is that for you to be able to buy 3 plots of land, you need 120,000 cedis.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
So the process now will be, how do I then get this 120,000 cedis?
So let's go one by one. So I want to get a plot of land end of the year. And I need good 120,000 cedis to get it.
Good.
So the performance goes to 120,000.
The performance goal is that I must earn 120,000 cedis extra for me to be able to purchase 3 plots of land.
Good. So then what's the process goal?
The process is, what are you going to do to earn 120,000 cedis extra?
So
every day,
so
consistently.
I could say, for the first 3 months, I'll develop my training skills by taking a course.
Very good.
Which would help me in training, because even though I may be gifted as a speaker,
good.
Training, you need to be prepared for it.
There's
so maybe I'll take
science.
a course for training.
Very good.
Number 2, I will start talking to trainers I know.
Very good.
So maybe Michael or Heniefa, where's this guy? Andrew Ayiku, Robert Benin.
Very good.
And say, I'm going to have like a monthly discussion with some of the best trainers I know on
good.
how to enter their field.
Very good.
So that's a process goal.
That's a process goal.
All right. And I'm going to also, so I increase my knowledge by going to take some course.
Good.
And then build my network in the training sector by
Very
speaking
good.
to people like this. And then maybe limit the time I spend watching television, because
Good.
training will require me to
commit
do my
more
own
time.
PowerPoints.
And then another thing you forgot is that you could also use your social media handles to advertise that you are ready for training gigs.
But that's when I'm ready. I'm not yet ready. So if I start now, I'm overexposed and underdeveloped. So I would say when I feel ready,
performance goal.
Yeah, but I can't start using that now when I don't know the thing. So maybe for now.
Very good.
So I'm going to take a course in training.
Yes.
I'm going to actively speak to the best trainers I know.
Good.
To either carry me along.
Yes.
So I can watch them.
Yeah.
Or give me small gigs.
Very good.
Which then we can share the money. Good. So that
that's very important.
So they'll give me small gigs. So when I get to a point where I'm good enough,
yeah,
then I do it on my own.
That's
so
right.
how do I time it? So I want to buy the land by December.
Yeah.
I'm in January.
Yeah.
I need 120K extra by end of year.
Very good.
How do I help me with the timing issue
All right.
now?
So now, if you want to follow this framework, you will break the year into, say, quarters.
Thank you.
If we are looking at 120,000 by December, it means that every quarter you need to earn 40K.
At least, yes.
40,000 every year.
At least
every
30K.
quarter.
At least
or 30K
every quarter.
Very good.
Yes.
Now, you are committing the first quarter into mastery, into personal development, into honing your skills. Mm-hmm. And so now, first action for January is, which courses am I going to take for me to improve, to build my competency in training?
Okay.
Then maybe towards the last week of January, I am now reaching out to experienced trainers I know, I respect, so they could now begin to mentor me or carry me along.
So it's capacity building.
It's capacity building, exactly, for quarter one. Expanding your network in the training area is quarter two. Reading books about training is all part of what you are going to do in quarter one.
Yes, all in month one, month
all
two, month
in
three.
month one, month two, month three.
Wonderful. Then Q2,
Very
I could
good.
say this is the apprenticeship stage.
Very good.
So having done the training for the first quarter,
now,
between
I feel
April,
confident.
May, June, I'll be tagging along.
Good.
Going for trainings,
Going
and
for
being
training.
given 20% of the money.
Exactly. Or maybe being given a slot in a day's program.
Good.
So you come and handle a particular segment.
So that I'm okay.
You are now launching out into the deep.
Thank you. So that's Q2. And of course, you are saying that's process.
That's performance.
Performance.
Yeah, that's performance. Because performance focuses on personal mastery,
Right.
building your capacity to be able to achieve the outcome goal.
Wonderful. Okay.
Now, process comes in, the process goal now comes in when you have a plan that says every Tuesday evening, 7 to 8, I'm going to have a coaching call with Robert Benin. Every Saturday, I would accompany Taka Wari to one of her training sessions.
And carry her bag.
Very good. Switch on her laptop.
So that
connect
I can learn how to
so
do
you
it.
can learn how to do it. Remember, process is about the daily actions. What you do every day. That is edging you closer to the outcome.
It means
goal.
the process goals change per quarter or per day.
Yes,
yeah,
it
because
can- yes,
every
exactly.
process leads to a performance, which then leads to the outcome.
Sharp.
Oh, I get
You are
it
a
now.
good student.
This is fantastic. But is there that much money in training so that I will know?
Very. You ask Taka.
Wow.
There's too much money in training if you are good and if you know what to do to be able to support people to achieve
I've
their
seen
training
you
goals.
do training for a week.
Yeah.
And I always wonder how are you able to keep people excited. Like I go to Akosombo and this guy is doing Monday to Friday with 30 people.
Yeah.
The people are not bored.
Yeah.
They don't leave.
Yeah.
And they are busy people.
Yes.
And they are laughing. They are doing exercises.
Yeah.
They are doing projects. Some are crying. And I'm asking myself, even 3-hour morning show, I'm tired. So
well, you see, I went through the process that you just described. When I quit formal work, 2014, I equipped myself. I attended courses in Ghana, in Dubai, just to know how to train, how to facilitate. And then, like you just mentioned, I went to one of the most experienced trainers I respect. I don't want to mention his name. I said, I want you to mentor me. Now, it took me 3 months to meet this person.
Just to meet?
Just to meet him.
Not to talk
for 1 hour.
God.
It took me 3 months. Okay. When I said, Chief, I respect you. I know you are very good at this craft. I am now coming to, I want to learn from. He gave me 3 months. And said, if you want to meet me, I'll be available in this date. Will you? That 3 months came.
Your resolve.
Yes, that 3 months came when he wasn't there.
Oh Lord.
And later I got to know it was deliberate. He gave me another schedule. And I went with my big book and wrote down everything. So and then I've also attended training, how to facilitate. So you have to build the mastery level for you to now do the process level. And a lot of us are not ready to invest. Oh, when you say, come and learn how to train, not training, so yeah, training. Let me just go and stand in front of people and say something.
Let me fire.
Exactly. So there is a science, there's an art, and you need to. I tell people, I took a flight from here to Uganda to join a youth leadership program for 2 weeks at my own cost. Because Lead Africa is into youth leadership training. I wanted it. I needed to know how it is done. How do you run a 2-week workshop at my own cost to go and sit and learn and connect with like-minded people across the continent? So there's nothing you cannot do if you put your mind to it.
Okay.
There's nothing you cannot do if you are committed to it.
Wow.
But a lot of us don't want to do the sacrifice. We don't want to plant the seed, but we want the fruit. But if you just sit in your room, if you just sit in your porch, fold your arms and wish, nothing is going to change in your life. And that, I think, should be the key message that everybody listening to us must take home from this year.
Effectively,
do something.
Effectively means this is live on the Citi Breakfast Show, and it's brought to us by Petra Trust. Send in your questions, 053 998 6996. I need to repeat that. The number is now 053 998 6996. My guest, Michael Ohinifa, how to set goals and achieve them. And he's fantastically distinguished between performance goals, outcome goals, performance goals, and process goals. Let me just do quick announcements before we take your questions. And then, by the way, he's brought 5 books. So if you ask a question, we like the book, or you say something, you contribute to the discussion in a meaningful way, then we'll give you a book. We don't just want you to say hello, hi. No. How are you applying the lesson in your life? What insight can you add to what he's sharing, or what question do you have for us? If you have a question, we'll have a copy of the book for you. Caleb, I want you to do this too for me quickly before. I see you've been taking notes on the outcome goal, the process goal. Charlie,
performance.
It's not easy.
Because I have to expand some things.
I tell you.
He's enjoying the radio seminar without paying.
I tell you.
But since he's a new groom,
no, Charlie,
he will forgive you.
I tell you.
He will pay.
It's fresh.
Thank you so much. If you're looking for a best of flavor in everything, please discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. We have Piva Cola flavor, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, and Piva Tangy. Grab yours today, available now at a local store near you. Call us on 0550-032231. Piva beverages, a taste you will love. And happy Global Customer Service Week from all of us at Omni Basic Bank. To you, our valued customers, thank you for choosing us, and to a beautiful, dedicated team, you make service excellence mission possible every day. Have a beautiful week. For more information, please call us on 0307086000. Omni Basic Bank, not just another bank.
All right, 053-998-6996. Daniel Daniel from New Legon. I have an outcome goal of doing my master's in practical theology and ministry. Please help me.
That is a performance goal.
Wonderful. So, Daniel, your first one is that the master's in practical theology is a performance goal.
Yeah.
So why do you want to do that?
Exactly.
Practical
That's
theology.
The outcome
That's
goal.
the outcome goal. You want to be a better preacher, or you want to reach the world for Christ.
Yeah.
Right. Then the process goal will be you go and register and start reading the book every day.
Which university do you want to pursue this degree in? When are their admission forms out?
Okay.
When must you buy the admission form? How must you prepare for the interview? What books must you buy to read? How many hours are you committing to preparing for class?
Thank you.
Those are all process goals.
So, you come for a book. There's more in the book for you.
Yeah.
It's called Beyond the Extra Mile, written by Michael Ohinefa. When you read it, send me a WhatsApp before the series ends around what you learned. If Michael is doing any training in the year, who knows, we may invite you. What if you set the goal and you're not able to achieve them? Maybe I plan to purchase a piece of land another year. My income is small. How will I go about it to achieve that? Elikem, I think you sent it before I spoke. I asked my question because the question I asked Michael explains how to.
Yeah.
So you may want to go back on YouTube and listen to what we just did. The way he broke down my intention to buy a land. He asked me how much it will cost. So I want to buy a land to diversify my portfolio.
Yeah.
Then he said, making the extra money to get the cost of the house. So the 120,000 cedis, as an example, is the performance goal.
Yeah.
And then developing a new skill that will earn me the money. Or just working for a different person or working harder to earn me the cash could be the process goal.
And Elikem, I get this a lot. You know, when we run seminars, workshops, people are like, oh, you know, Ghana is difficult, our salary is small. Whatever it is and whatever salary you earn, if you don't save, you'll be poorer in 5 years' time than you are today. I know a gate man who has saved 12,000 cedis and yet his salary is 1,000 cedis a month. So there's a lot you can do if you are minded and if you have a goal. So for instance, you are a security man. You can wash cars that are parked. Everybody, when they come out, they give you 20, 10, 50. Every month, that money alone can be double or triple your salary.
Okay.
You can avail yourself for extra assignments. Don't go home and watch Kumkum Baja. You go home and use the 3 hours very, very seriously. You know, years ago, my then boss told me that, you know, you make income between 8 and 5. Wealth is created between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m.
Mercy.
That's when you create wealth.
Allah.
All of us.
So those are whose point of view at 10 o'clock. You make income between 8 and 5.
Yes, but wealth is created between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. You know, the day is broken down into 3 pillars, 3 blocks. 8, 8, 8. We sleep for 8, 1/3. Then we have another 8 for work. A lot of us can't account for the third 8. The third 8 hours.
The one between work and sleep.
Exactly.
What
are we doing when we go home?
Yeah.
What do? We are just whiling away that time. And that 8 hours, if you commit it into extra things, you'll be amazed at what you can do.
Wonderful.
A lot of these so-called bloggers, influencers, and other things we have, they started some of these things between those hours. They were just using playing, and then today some of them are making $10,000 a month from social media handles, from things that used to be hobbies.
All right, let me read some more comments. So I might give Elikem a book because his question is okay. So I'll give him. Elikem, you have won a book. Godfrey, what are you doing? Good morning, Bernard. My name is that Gideon? When do we set these goals? At the first crossover service, renew our faith with God and make new resolutions? Or looking at the past, reflect on previous goals and build upon it? Or formulate new goals yearly? Regards to, or within these periods, do we or should we have a plan B, considering risk and uncertainty? That's Gideon from Kaswa.
Well, I think the way my family treats this is that between Christmas and the end of the year, that period when, you know, work is slow, everybody is just relaxing, chilling. That's when we plan for the year. For the office, we actually plan for the next year before we break. And so I encourage you to do that before the new year. You know, review. Yesterday, Theo gave a very good framework for reviewing your year. So between Christmas and the 31st, work is slow. There's not much giddy in town. Use that period to reflect, review, and then plan for the new year.
Wonderful. Let's deal with Adiza. Good morning, Bernard and team. Shall I read Adiza? I'm currently a supply chain personnel working with an NGO in Ghana. I love teaching and would love to add teaching to my 8 to 5 job. But she didn't ask a question. She just stated that.
Yeah.
So basically, I think you want to know what to do, right?
Yeah.
So you are she works on an NGO and wants to teach. All right. So how should she go about it?
So first, performance goal. Build your mastery in teaching.
All right.
Read, watch YouTube channels, go to Courseive, run courses, go to Khan Academy, run courses, how to teach, how to facilitate, and then begin to talk. Start from the noon. So in your church others, there are parents who are looking for good people to provide extra teaching for their children. Start with 1 child, 2 children, 4 children, then it starts growing. That alone can give you even more than your normal salary.
Thank you for that. So Adiza also gets a book. Good morning, Bernard and Mr. Efa. My question is, how do you go about your goals when they seem a lot and overwhelming? Seriously taking notes, by the way. Thanks for the session. Can come from Tema.
Very good. Let me give you a 3-step framework very quickly, because I hear this a lot. There's something that I learned years ago. It's called the quarterly big 3. Right. So every quarter, agree on the top 3 goals you want to achieve.
Okay.
Every quarter. Every quarter. Agree on the top 3 goals. Then every week, agree on the top 3 things you must do to achieve the top 3 quarterly goals. Every week. It's especially useful to do it on the weekend, so that when you start Monday, you know the top 3 things you must achieve before the week ends. So weekly big 3, quarterly big 3.
I like that.
And then daily big 3. Every day before you step out of your room, agree on the top 3 things you must do that day to edge you closer to the attainment of your goals.
Wow.
If you break it down like this, you realize that it's very, very easy, 1, to keep your goals front and center, and then 2, to let that consume you. Otherwise, you'll be distracted by other people's agendas.
Can you give me the names of those who've sent questions so far? I think we've given...
Yes.
No, I can't hear you from there, so right from... we have so much more to ask. Let me probably chip in another one. Okay, I just read that. Godfrey, what are you doing? Nice hearing from Mr. Fa again. I just want to thank him for a lot of these teachings on Citi FM. Always hear him on radio, but now in Bong. So I use Facebook. He really looks good. Stay blessed, Mr. Efa, and say hello to Mrs. Ohini Efa. So he says he's now listening to you in Bong. So we've had calls from Tema, from Bong, from Kasua, from where else? What's the list? Adiza. Let me just go to those who've won the book. How many books have we given out? 5. So Ni Daniel, I don't know where he wrote from, but he's won a book. Elikem, Gideon, Adiza, and Kankam. So those are the 5. You gave us 5, right?
Yes, 5.
The good news is that Michael will come on the show again. So if you didn't have enough of him today, I think you are on next week.
No, it's Tish.
Yes. Letitia is on next week. But you are coming back.
Yes, that's the end of the month.
Oh, I have to bring you back. I have to bring you back one of the days. I haven't called everybody. We'll see. So tomorrow we have Patrikote Kubuedu on purpose discovery. Mami Ekuagezi on Thursday on time and self-management. Then I'll interview Taka on her book Leadership in Africa on Friday.
Okay.
Next week is on developing a plan to get there. Theodore is back. Letitia Ohiniefa, Robert Benin, Dr. Andrew Ayiku, and a few other people. Michael, always good to have you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Don't forget. Yes.
Congratulations on this new studio. This is really super.
It's beautiful.
Yes, very beautiful.
Thank you, Michael. Well, we have now Citi News at 10 with Samuel Akom. Samuel, take it up.
Thank you, Bernard, on that Effective Living series. Welcome to Citi News at